Boy, good mornings. We're back. We're live. Hey. I ain't no Christian no more. I am delivered. I am delivered. But yes. All right. Happy Sabbath, as the Adventists would say. Okay, so Mother Earth. Okay, in my church in New York, that church was hardcore. We had like rituals and a motherfucker, right? I remember when so you would stand up there. I can't remember because it's been a while since I've been at that church, right? And they we used to stand up and we used to recite, what was it? What Bible verse was that shit again? We used to recite, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall labor and do all thy work. And yet thou shalt not do any work. But it's some wild shit, right? It's been a minute, man. Been a minute. Man. But I remember we used to stand up and we used to recite that shit every morning. And to be honest, I miss the ritualism of going to church and how strict Seventh day Adventist, being a Seventh day Adventist is. But at the same time, I wish we had put so much emphasis in that type of structure. Yes, it's a cult. Like, not like cult, like, here's a cup of Kool-Aid cult. But when you really look at the doctrine, right? When you go deep into that shit, you read, what's her name? Ellen G. White. Her 4 books, that collection. I know you know what I'm talking about, girl. It's been a minute, girl. I don't have that book. My dad has that book. The the prophets and pharaohs and stuff like that, right? And I remember reading it as a young kid. Listen, I'm about to get into that story, man. So I just wanted to welcome you guys to my live. This is my second live on this channel. So most likely I'm gonna be more um this is gonna be a more of a lighthearted space. So y'all gonna see me. If you see my little other picture with the Bantu knot, that's me being just that's more like my more lighthearted self. I'll be in the other spaces to where I'm trying to there's a certain audience that you want to get for a channel, right? So you have to move different. So you're gonna see most of this channel. But hey, what's up, Ron 314? I've seen some of your gun videos. I appreciate it. I remember I'm not sure if you know, but I had an episode a couple months ago, and I've been really doing my research on finding me some guns. So if you know any good suggestions for a black woman, I don't carry purses now, so I ain't one of them females. I'll be carrying purses, but yeah, I'm looking for a good gun recommendation. I've been hearing what, a 48 or something like that. I can't remember. I need something handheld, but give me an AR. No, I'm sorry. I'm tripping. Just give me a decent gun. Hey, Miss Chocolate, how are you? Oh, were you a 7 day Adventist? Oh man, oh man. I didn't realize that there was some 7 day Adventists in the space. To be honest. Oh, you're a second generation? Yeah, I think I'm a third because my grandmother is, but my great grandmother wasn't, or great grandparents weren't. And that's funny because my on my father's side of the family, uh my I met my great grandparents before they passed. They died at 106 and 108. So I was able to meet them 10 years before they died. And they are the actual children of slaves in Jamaica. So, oh man, I would love to talk about that too because my background, and I don't even know if my dad knows this because my dad, he thinks it's, I cared as a kid, right? I should go for okay, okay, and I heard about the 9 millimeter. Okay, Alrighty. I'll definitely I'm trying to figure out where I should buy them as well because I know I only know partial of that because that's my father's side. On my mom's side, from what my grandmother tells me, we may have some Asian in there from what she's telling me because she has like freckles and like natural, like not red hair, but she got like red tint in her natural hair. So it's that's why we talk about this whole the ADOS conversation and stuff like that, and my history in terms of being over in Jamaica, and then intertwining with the topic is being a dentist. There's a lot of history that goes there, man. So I understand that I may have to definitely share my story because there is that history thing and that lineage thing. It's very important to know. Yeah, it's I was very fortunate to meet them too. These people were dark skinned black people, dark skinned black people. So I know that their lineage, whereas on my mom's side, it's questionable. A little light shades over there, and there is a lot of Chinese in Jamaica. So, oh yes, okay, cool, awesome. Yes, okay, I remember now. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you, Queen May. Yes, please hit the link, y'all. This is my sister here, Queen May. She's awesome. Awesome sister. Actually, all of y'all are awesome. Y'all all know me. I know you guys. I had to look at my path to enlightenment SDO or the whole thing. Yeah. Oh man. Like, well, I'm gonna get into that because I mean, there's a process. It's a process, man. Like people think like, I'm kind of young. I think I'm young. Okay, being a melanated woman, bitch, I'm young. 29, right? So I started on this journey at 9. When I'm in my times of solitude and I'm self-reflecting, yeah, I realized that I had the calling at 9. I realized that something just did not feel right. And then it's just, oh man, it was just like, oh man, yeah. But yeah, it took a long time. It was a 20-year journey. It was not like, oh, I woke up yesterday and like, okay, well, cool. Like, yeah, I'm no longer a Christian. No, this was a good 10-year solid process. And then, just me being curious as a child, that was another 10 years. So I can only hope what kind of journey I would be at when I'm 40 years old, what kind of knowledge I would accumulate. So I came into the space because I know that people are sharing the truth. People are sharing information, and I want to be a part of that information flow, right? And people have their different approach, right? You have people who like to talk about recent history. I'll be mainly talking about ancient history. If you want to talk about finalized the finalization of white supremacy of what it is now, oh man, you got to understand the preludes of all of that. You got to see how the Greeks were moving, how the Romans were moving, their interactions with the Africans during that time. You got to look at the mentality. And I read a lot of European literature, and oh man, I can go in. It's definitely a process. This first step is indeed anger. I was very angry. And you know what? That anger is stimulated with trauma. Something traumatic needs to happen to you first for you to really step back and really like question God and question yourself. Like for real. Yes. Yes, I agree. I actually promote that heavy on my Twitter. I talk about it anytime when I see a news where a black person is talking about open and carry. Oh shit, I'm quick to repost that shit. Like, yes, open and carry, period. And I live in an open carry state, and I'm really behind, to be honest. I'm really behind. Oh, I remember. I skipped your question, Penny. Why did I leave the church? I'm actually going to get into that. This is actually I wanted to make this live about it because since it's a Sabbath, hey, we gonna talk about some things like real talk. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I realize that this is indeed the age of Aquarius, where um, times are changing. We're shifting in an age of understanding. So my thing has always been there's no excuse to ignorance, not anymore. I can understand back then when we didn't have internet as readily to our availability. But nowadays we have the internet. Now I know not everything on the internet is true, but hey, he spent the greater part of what I grew up in the '90s where we didn't have internet like that. So yeah, I know how to use the whole book thing and all that kinds of shit. I know how that still works. So I have no problem going to the library and actually reading a book. But it's a shame that a lot of our people, and I'm not saying that being in the still means that you're ignorant or whatever. But I think that there are levels to this shit. I believe that yes, indeed, if you're going to be in the church, if you're going to be believing in a certain mentality that deals with religion and not necessarily spirituality, try to find a means to empower you. Find it to empower you because there are moments in the Bible, like the walls of Jericho. If you really look at that story and you analyze it with a modern mindset, you'll understand the purpose. And like if you people read the Bible, but they don't read it as an empowering book. I mean, there are a few that do, but yeah, yeah, Mother Earth, yeah. They say it's reading and it's not hard either. Yeah, you know why it's hard because it's going to require you to challenge cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, y'all. Okay, let me go. We gonna get interactive, niggas. Real talk. Okay, we're gonna figure out what is the definition of cognitive dissonance, right? What does it say? The state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. So think about that, man. A lot of our people are asleep, okay? Sleeping. And there's a difference between being asleep and then being woke, all right? Then there's a difference between being woke and getting up out of the bed, putting your shoes on, and walking in that purpose. There's two different things, right? A lot of us are woke, but not a lot of us are moving. And I would say what you say is woke. Just laying there in my bed, wide awake, but not actually moving. And one of which was, okay, well, I live in it's a process, man. It's a process. Let me not get ahead of myself because I got notes on this shit, man. Yeah, woke is a new sleep. It's lazy. Passive. Facts. It's passive as fuck. We're lazy. We're complacent. We're so complacent in our demise as we know it is like that's why a lot of my videos that I have on my channel, like I have a video where I talk about I can't the guy who got shot in the back 7 times and his mom went on there talking about Jesus is love. That shit. That's the type of shit that I be talking about. You hiding behind religion to pacify the deviltry that's enacting on black people. That's the fuckery that I be talking about on my Twitter. I talk about that because as someone who used to be deep into that religion shit, I understand what my mindset was back then. Now, when I look back in retrospect, bruh, I was very complacent, very complacent. Yes, I am. Mhm. Yeah, I'm really tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. And it's like I do, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I agree as well. It is abusive. That's spiritual abuse. I refuse to sit here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say it how it like it is. I refuse to sit here and allow someone to tell me that I should just keep forgiving when the history clearly shows that they will never stop until you tell them to stop. They will never stop. I sound familiar. Houston is a big city, but when you move around Houston a lot, Houston is really not necessarily. And I know I gave away my city, but I'm gonna be doing content anyway, so you're gonna obviously know. Most people really aren't awake; they're just sleeping in a different room. Facts. That's nothing but facts. I'm getting really tired of the passivity. It's actually becoming exhausting because I'm thinking to myself, okay, look, yes, forgiveness is situational. It is not unconditional. That's 70 times. Listen, I keep telling people this. That's 70 times seven. You know, when we were talking about you need to forgive somebody 70 times seven. Bitch, I'm at 70 times seven plus one already, like 10 years ago. That forgiveness shit, that's just been done. I don't forgive. Period. Okay, you wanna apologize? Cool. And I'm gonna literally like wave you away and shame. Real talk. I realize there is more power in withholding my forgiveness of them and their deviltry and in using religion. The thing that made us as melanoid people so powerful was not religion. It was a mere fact that we were natural on this planet and we were in tune with this planet naturally, no explanation. And understanding this world of how it was, we understood it with no distractions, no anima. Now, I'm not saying that we were like perfect. I'm not saying that we were having utopic, but understand that this man, listen, my nigga, I can go in on this shit for real. And I know some of y'all, listen, I believe in aliens. So I believe that there is more to people talk about the green eye aliens and all types of shit. No, 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 I'm not with that. I believe that there's not a coincidence that we are melanin and there's a science behind melanin, bro. A science that like if you intertwine that with spirituality and then you understand how we operate, oh man, our function on this planet, we are natural. Okay. You go listen, I have a video on my channel about that too. You like there's people we suffer from depression and all that kind of stuff, but there are natural cures to that. But there you have to understand and know who you are. Religion got us all fucked up. Told us that we wasn't shit. Subconsciously. Subconsciously they programmed that in. It's not saying in the Bible, and ye ain't shit. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm lying. And Seventh-day Adventists, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, your pastors talk about, oh yeah, you are nothing but filthy rags. That's what the Bible said, right? Some in Israel, in Isaiah, I can't remember. So it's like they subconsciously tell you you ain't shit. Subconsciously, it's in there. Subconsciously, because naturally, it was not supposed to tell you that. It was not supposed to tell you that naturally, right? But man, I know some people who are going to be religious who are going to watch this and they're going to be like, "Oh, you just need to read." No, no, no. Listen, Seventh-day Adventists. We are brought up in the church to read the Bible at least 5 times by the time we're at least 15 years old. And then when you take it to that level and then they keep that propaganda going, like you are a part of the 1400 and all types of bullshit, that shit is deep. They used to force seminars on reading Daniels and Revelation, like hardcore. So I know Daniels and I know the book of Daniel and I know the book of Revelation and how they weaponize the fuck out of that. Like real talk. Yeah, that's what I be saying in my other videos, and I have a video called "Toxic Christianity." If y'all, there's a lot of Hebrew Israelites who say, "Okay, we're in the Bible. We're in okay, cool. All right, let's take that premise, right? I don't believe it, but let's see if you're right. If you're indeed so-called the children of God, right? Why don't you use it to your benefit? Because there are so many scriptures in there that it does kind of like incline to y'all being the chosen people. But the reason why you are not doing what you're supposed to do is because what? Your interactions with the enemy. That is why y'all sinning. It is really that simple, Hebrew Israelites. See, the great mystery is done because I keep asking them, hey, what is the great sin that we keep doing? That's why we're in this. You keep fucking with the people who you say is the devil. That's it. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. And then we sit and talk about masculinity and femininity, talking about the submission, not realizing that we're getting those concepts from the same enemy we keep talking about. So you're saying you're trying to be away from them, but still what? Assimilate their thought process? I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Got really, really kind of. I remember when you did it first. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I can't remember where I met. I can't remember where I met some of you guys. It's just like you meet people and you're just like, hi, hi, and that's it. Yeah. They never hold white supremacy accountable. Now, I'm not saying that we got to blame. Listen, I'm at that point right now. I've been in this space long enough for me to realize that we are enabling half of this shit ourselves. I can't sit here and say, oh, white supremacy with this, white supremacy this. When I mention white supremacy, I mention it in a foundational format, okay? Because I look at this in a historical perspective. I see this as it's more than just a program that started in America. White supremacy was a mentality and a system way before the concept of America. So when I talk about white supremacy, I think about it in that terms. When I talk about like colorism, that's all niggas right there. That's all black people. I'm not saying that white supremacy did not create that, but we have taken the torch to doing all that shit. That's us. By the looks of how I'm interacting in this space, that's all I'm seeing. We are enabling half of this shit. This niggatry that we keep talking about, we're doing it. That's why I'll be sitting back. I'll be sitting back, just watching like that. Damn, you calling this motherfucker a narcissist? You calling that motherfucker a narcissist? And you are a narcissist. Help me understand that shit. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. And that's why, my theme on my other channel is that religion has put us here. I'm not gonna lie, because if that's what made us, oh my God, who started the light skin, dark skin beef child, girl, you know who it is. I, I feel like if I was to say the name and utter the name on this channel, that huge dark cloud of swarming gnats and flies and pestilence will just hover. Listen, I don't want to say shit, but you know who I'm, okay? I'm not afraid, but I'm trying to keep this channel as clean as possible. I don't want no attention here from the that type of energy that radiates in that vicinity. Okay, you remember in the Lion King, um, um, Father, what is that? What is that darkness over there? Simba, you will never go over there. Yeah, that energy over in that vicinity. I will not invoke that energy over in this space. Okay, but there is. I like to talk about religion because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Y'all will know that teach us that we are the chosen people and that we know every fucking thing. And we take the Bible in its literal, like a literal sense. And that's why, I don't want to touch the Bible again because I feel like it's gonna put me in a very angry mood to touch it and go through the Bible to prove my points. But there are, like, in this live I'm going to talk about, there were certain Bible stories that helped me stay away from Christianity, right? Because yes, rebuke in my kitten heels. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But um, y'all, y'all know what I'm talking about with the Adventist lifestyle. But anyway, so I can say that this kind of mentality started when I was about 9. It was something was just, I don't know what it was. I can't really I can't really put my finger on it. But I remember there was a time where when I went to church, I felt wrong, felt out of place. I felt that at the time I felt like I was defiling this space. I don't know why a fucking 9-year-old child will feel that way, but I felt wrong, right? I would go to Sabbath school. I would participate in the children's choir and all kinds of shit. But at home, I didn't want to read the Bible. And my dad forced me to read that shit every fucking day. It was like torture. And I was reading it every day. Sabbath, oh my God, it was an all-day event. God damn, you were there from what? Morning. Like 6 o'clock in the morning. All like 12 o'clock at night. Like it was an all-day event. Like even though Sabbath ended at like sunset or whatever, it just, oh my God. The Bible is a book of high science encoded by, yes. I'm actually going to do a live later with one of a good comrade of mine, who we're going to be talking about the emerald tablets. So I don't, that's the type of shit that I be on. I be on that alien shit, bro. I'm going to talk about that. But who remembers the foot? What? Child, you have to watch the elder feet and shit. At least the elders in my church, they were nice. They were nice ladies. They were very nice ladies. Like, oh, come here, girl. Yes. How was your day in school? Good. Yes, girl. Oh, yes. So, yes, I paint my toenails. You like the color, girl? Yes, I remember those days. But some of the rituals, some of those rituals were awesome. It's our human nature to want rituals. So, one of those, and those rituals, especially if you're with decent people, it's fun. That's why I never really questioned it. I felt wrong, but you know, I enjoyed it, right? Hmm. Yeah, yeah, it's a process. You don't just go from SDA to agnostic. You go from different like doctrines and stuff like that. No, no, it's real though. You purify that water, you get some frankincense, because think about it. Those When you look at the spiritual properties of these ingredients, then yes, yes, indeed. There's so many properties in that, and in Christianity, they just dumped it down. There's more to it. Right? There's principles in olive oil, there's principles in frankincense and myrrh and all that kind of stuff. So when you imply that, when you look more towards that, that's what I'd be thinking about. So foot washing in terms of praising Jesus is different than foot washing, and then in terms of understanding that you are a plant, you're grounded, right? And you're human. So your foot is a soul. The soul, it touches the ground. Man, this is some deep shit, man. Like Mother Earth and all, because I earth and all that. I'll go out, I'll go to a nice park, and I'll stand out there with no shoes on. I'll have my afro all out. And it's a wig, y'all, in the picture. If y'all want to know, I'm wearing a hair hat. Okay. But I have my hair out and afro, and I just sit out there for hours, and I just let the ancestors speak. Right? They speak to you. If you shut the fuck up and listen, because a lot of people are expecting like God. hello, this booming voice. No, if you stop expecting a voice, it just let your like yourself be free. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. Sure, son have a child about her. Yeah, yeah. I used to watch her. I used to watch. That's why I liked her content because she used to talk about like witchery and stuff like that. And I'm actually into that. I'm into that. Not in the terms of like the white voodoo, like white witchcraft, not that kind of crap. The actual like the African way of doing it. So I have an altar and everything. I sage my home. You know, I even have the little Jamaican way of doing things. Sprinkle the home with lemon water and you bless the home and shit. I do all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I believe in that. Yeah, I do herbal baths as well. The spiritual baths, you know, the whole cleansing, the moon baths. I haven't been doing it recently. I think that's probably why, you know, I haven't seen so much pressure. Because you know, you have a lot of moon cycles that's happening around this time of year that's very important. And then you have the veil being open, and I've been very sensitive. And then this year with all the energy that's flowing through, oh man, that shit's real. That shit's real. Yeah, foot washing is a very beautiful event. I actually love to participate and volunteer with the foot washing with married couples and stuff because I used to have that. And I used to volunteer as the ones that just like babysit the kids if they had kids. And I'll just watch. And it's a beautiful event. Yeah. I see you, Queen Mink. Yes. I see you, girl. But yeah, you know, and you know, being a young kid, I didn't feel right. I really didn't feel right. And so as I got older, I started reading more about like Egyptology. I was obsessed with like mummies and shit. And my mom, oh Lord. So y'all know I'm West Indian. I was born here. Let's get this clear. I was born in America, but my parents are Jamaican. So I'm a West Indian descendant of slavery. But I remember like my mom was raised as a Baptist, but she's extremely superstitious. So she was against like she was like hateful against Haitians and stuff because of the whole Obion voodoo thing, and which made no sense to me as a kid. And then my dad is a Seventh Day Adventist. He's the hardcore one, and so he's actually considered the secular of our whole family. But my dad's very strict. So you know, I used to read a lot of like Harry Potter. My mom was livid because you know Harry Potter, you know, he's a wizard and shit. And I was doing, you know, I was a kid, so I used to make little makeshift wands out of tree bark and shit like that. And I was a weird ass fucking kid. Okay? I was a nerd, geek kid. And I used to read a lot about mummies and death. My mom thought I was possessed, you know, like super superstitious mom. And there's, oh man, so I'm gonna get into this later. I'm gonna let me write it down because this is a story that I want y'all to understand, like to understand what kind of person I am. Because when I say that I'm very clairvoyant and when I feel an energy, that shit's real, and that shit can permeate over the internet. When you see how people speak and how they, even with a trolling, you can see how like people are who are trolling, but you can tell their energy, not their personality, their energy behind it. I can sense it. I don't know if y'all can. Yes, they're super legalistic. Everything is punctual and on. Oh, you didn't see to. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Damn. I have to sneak read that shit. Oh my god. Shit. But my mom was hardcore against that. Now my dad didn't really care so much because he liked the fact that I was reading a lot, so he kind of let that slide. But he just kind of like doubled down on the whole book Bible reading, of course. But I started reading about that and I started being interested. I started reading about conspiracies. And even then I kind of knew about the alien concept, but I couldn't quite um I can't really like oh man. Like trying to remember as a 29-year-old remembering your mindset as a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid, you realize that you were very limited in understanding. And it's like, I'm so glad that at a young age I was such a like a healthy sponge. Because I absorbed everything. Like I read every fucking. That's why I YouTube trust you. There's just certain people I YouTube trust as well. Just a few people. Just a few. Just a few. Ellie, I'm holding down. Ask questions and it. Oh, girl. Let me tell you. Like, oh man. But I started reading on like I know I don't believe it now, but you have to be exposed to certain things for you to understand it. What irritates me about a lot of religious people, or religious people who do not believe in science, I should say, or who don't know how to have a healthy discernment of understanding certain logic, they don't want to read certain um, topics because it's going to make them feel uncomfortable. That again is what I mean by challenging cognitive dissonance. Like I really feel like a lot of us are too afraid to read certain things because, of course, the Bible is going to tell you lean not onto your own understanding, right? But oh man, I can go in on this shit. I'm telling you, man. When I'm already buzzed with this whole and this topic, it's yeah. You can't ask questions that make sense. You cannot ask them. You cannot. They won't allow you to. They won't. Not in the Seventh-day Adventist church. The little Baptist church, they will, let's pray for you. Let's pray you have understanding. Oh no, the Seventh-day Adventist, oh my God. They will shame you for asking that question. They'll shit like, for an example, um, the story of Job is the book, like when I was starting to reread like there are different ways to read the Bible. Or ways as a believer, as a free thinker who's just open to whatever is being given to you, as a actual like a theologian in terms of finding some type of actual structure in the pathology, and as a science fiction. When I read the science fiction and I start reading the story of Job, that was a story that pissed me off. Think about this. I want you to think about this for a second. Job, millennial, I'm at the X Files. I grew up. Yeah, I did too. Y'all know Job. So God and Satan are having a meeting, talking about they having a conversation. Satan, God is having a conversation with Satan, him and his host, and Satan's niggas. They having a conversation talking about who is the most faithful of the humans. God said it's Job. I bet you, and then Satan's like, I bet you any money I can get that motherfucker to denounce you. God said, I bet. That made me feel very uncomfortable to sit here as a human being worshiping a motherfucker who said, he said, all right, use that motherfucker. Yeah, do whatever you want with him. And I bet you any money he's still gonna like me. That sounds like some dark shit. That was some dark shit. Yeah, there's still more. Yeah, on all of the different ways of reading it, because I've read maybe about 4 of the different main ones. The King James, the old version. And then there's like, I have one from my college. It's the American Standardized, I think. When you read that shit, that sounds like a bet. That sounds like a game. So you telling me that God is playing games? Bruh, they took, Satan took his whole family, his whole wealth, took his health. And I need y'all to like picture that shit. God is sitting there in the heavenly host, sitting there, See, look, watch. I bet you any money that nigga still gonna love me. That sound like some narc shit. That's some predatory shit. I'm thinking to myself, I'm reading this, right? It's an ethics class. This is after I read my ethics class and I read that story. And I'm sitting there like, bruh, you mean to tell me that God Almighty, him play this man, him took his woman, him picnic them, him whole wealth them, and kill off him whole family and give him bugs and leprosy and all them things, and the man still love. That sound like a game. A game that. Yes. Hey, what's up, Book of Rhymes? Lean not on your own understanding, but wants you to rationalize why you should be faith and belief. Facts. That pissed me off when I read that book, when I read that story. And I read it and read it and read it and read it. And every single time I read that shit, it made me mad. Because I started reading about psychology, about manipulation, gaslighting. You know, this is before I think the term gaslighting even became like a thing because I took the class years ago. So I'm sitting there and I'm reading this shit and I'm just like, bruh, I was, and it's just from there, like when you read the Bible, you just get angry. Yeah, the story of the Job story was tragic. I'm sitting there like, and you know, God bless him back with everything, but at what cost, bro? You killed all of the nigga pick me them and took away you took away to prove a point? That's what I'm trying to, and then like people are like, oh, this is the Bible, this is the Bible, this is bro. So I'm not supposed to feel some type of way about this. You talking about free will, right? And me being a human and exacting free will, right? But I can't ask this question and have my feelings as a human be recognized about that. You can't, and then don't question God. How dare you question God? Like, okay, I'm not saying I'm questioning him, but that shit is fucked up, don't you think? But it's God though. Okay, I understand what you're saying. But in this format, like in this part of the Bible, God is perceived as this almighty, wonderful, joyous God. He's blessing everybody. But all of a sudden, they have a meeting with Satan. I need to know the backstory. I need y'all to show me the receipts. Show me the text messages of what was going on in the back chats or what the fuck was going on between Satan and God for them to want to have this type of fucking meeting. Like real talk. I need to know that shit. I need to know because if my soul is what this motherfucker wants, I need to figure out what is the purpose of what is going on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Bible is programming you subconsciously to accept certain abuse, psychological and spiritual abuse. That's how I see it. All I see is psychological and spiritual abuse. That's all I see. Like it was Job's story that showed me yeah, God allowed it. You see how we talk about in this space accountability. Y'all niggas don't hold accountability. Why don't we talk about that though? Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we talk about the fact that God allowed that shit to fucking happen though? Yeah, that is a German word. Yes. Oh, I love Stephen King. I have the Stephen King, The Dark Tower. Actually, The Dark Tower played a huge part in helping me understand also a lot of like um just the concept of different realities and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's true, but you know, me being existential and all that kind of shit. Yeah, seeking pregnant without her consent. Yep, basically, you're right there, nigga. You're right there. Yep, yep, facts. No one wants to talk about that though. Nobody wants to talk about that. No one wants to talk about that because we're still thinking of the society of back then, bro. We don't live 4,000 years ago anymore. We're not riding donkeys. We're not living in huts and shit. Like, that's not what we're living in. 'Cause that's what they were living in up in that region. We weren't doing any of that shit. Child. Child. The rationality. People do not break down. It's called critical. Religion does not allow you to critically think. It only tells you what is. If you question it, you are going to hell. That's it. Period. They don't give. There's no room to breathe. Spirituality is a breath of fresh air. It's not up to your interpretation, really. It's about, if you go outside right now as a Black person, you drink a lot of water, you have some fruits, some alkaline fruits with you, and you go stand outside and you go ground and go earth outside in the sun, you're going to feel the same thing I feel. You're going to feel wonderful. That is the truth, a, a collective understanding. And when Jesus was being executed for doing his Father where God gave his only child who died for his own sin. This is a whole fucking, this right here, this comment, what's his face? Tyler Perry can make a whole movie out of this shit right here. Low key. Low key. You get the cool ass nigga that everybody thinks is the best dude on the planet, and he rapes some random ass chick. Period. Then he ends up killing his own. Bruh, tragic story right there. But I don't want any man to die. Like, it's do you understand the forceful nature of this religion? It's very forceful. I feel smothered half the time. And that's what I felt. I felt smothered. I felt like I didn't have room to breathe. I did not feel the sense of spiritual individualism. Because what I was understanding as as a child growing up, it was not the same thing what the Bible was telling me to understand. No, real talk. Like real talk. And I started to, and I'm not sure if y'all know, but I'm a writer. So I've been writing since at least 11 years old. I finished my first book around 12. And that first book was actually a story of me understanding my place in my soul, my actions, and how I would be able to get into heaven. That was a weird ass story, to be honest. When I look back on it now, I understand why I wrote it, but I was trying to rationalize my understanding of where my soul was meant to be. So, like, even as a young child, I knew that in the end, I would not be this wonderful, what's it, soldier of God? The armor, they have the armor and the shield and the sword. Y'all know the little poster that school. I knew I was not going to be the soldier. And to be honest, at that time, I felt bad because um, I felt bad because it was this high expectation from my family. Third generation. Third generation. She said highly. Oh, okay, Yoda. But no, it's I felt uncomfortable. I felt unclean half the time when I was in church. But I had to, something, Adventist, you can't say no, you don't want to go to church. They will pray your ass to go to church. Okay? They'll pray your ass to go to church. Actually, guys, don't forget to like the stream. But yes, we're gonna do 1,000K. We're gonna start doing some promotions on this channel, but I just better right further continues. But yes, I'll put that up there. But yeah, I just oh man, it was a man. and I had to sit back a couple years ago and think about like what I've been through and what more do I need to accomplish or read and experience for me to get to the next level, right? And both of my parents disapproved of where my mindset was going. They didn't like the fact that I was reading certain books that they thought was too secular. They didn't like the fact that I was writing very secular stuff because I would have my mom reading it sometimes. I had little short stories, and she used to. I guess she sensed the spiritual, religious undertones. So I used to get a lot of pushback from them. My mom was okay with the fact that my dad was Seventh-day, considering that she was Baptist. She was okay because she knew that my dad, like she was. Oh my god, my mom was enamored and amored by my father's like hardcore mentality. So of course, and yeah, there was a little bit more people in the chat earlier, but I guess I have to. I guess I should put my channel on my other whatever. But um, I had a lot of pushback because I remember asking my father a few times some a little too advanced, grown questions, and I got a lot of pushback from him. And I guess that's why he got a little hard on me when it came to religion because yeah, he just went in. He went in on trying to really solidify my stance and my beliefs. And I always had pushback. Always had pushback. Oh yes, I love The Stand. Oh man. That story, that book right there, man. Yeah. People are sleeping on Stephen King. Stephen King, people are so used to the whole horror part, but he got some really good psychological thrillers that people are sleeping on. The movie does not do it justice. You got to read the book. Yeah, it's like over 1,000 pages. I think it took me about a month because I was still in school at the time. What's the best thing in your household growing up as Jamaican? The rituals. There were subtle rituals that we had that I know Black Americans have here as well, but it's different for us. My dad has this thing where it's mainly my father. My mom was very Americanized by the time I was born, so she came here when she was well, my dad came in his late 20s. But he used to, and I do it today. This is one of a custom that I still do. One of the things he does is he'll blast Buju Banton. And he would anytime that he'll blast certain type of music, I know what kind of dish he was cooking. Anytime he was in Banton and it was talking that champion. Oh man, that good old 1990 shit. I knew my dad was cooking curry goat or oxtail. Then he would play some like good all like, you know, oh my god. It was those things where he would just cook and play, um, he'll play some good old reggae music and he'll cook Jamaican food and we'll dance and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that's Jamaican necessarily, but a lot of people listen to Bob Marley. But it was just a custom that we used to do. Um, yeah, I used to love the eating exotic Jamaican foods. My mom was very very heavy on feeding like guinea. I don't know if y'all know guinea, but guinea, man, that shit's fire. Sugar cane. I used to eat a lot of sugar cane. I went to Jamaica a few times, so oh man, that was an awesome experience. Awesome experience. That's actually one of the few topics that I want to talk about on this channel as well, because at the end of the day, I want to when I retire, I want to retire in Jamaica. I want to be buried in Jamaica. So actually, sometime in the future, when I get the chance, I would like to move my mom's body back to Jamaica because I know that she would want to be buried. That's another story. What y'all talk about in this? Oh, I only date heathen men. I only date heathen men. I can't do them religious men, man. They annoy the fuck out of me. Let's pray about it. Pray about what? Mm-mm. I'm ready to light this incense and keep it pushing. There's been sister earlier the other movie. Yeah, yeah. I love Stephen King. I love Stephen King. His shit is awesome. But I'm a Dark Tower girl. I'm a Dark Tower. I read most, if not all of his books. There's a few I haven't read. But offer up. What y'all selling? But yeah, but what y'all talking about? It said Heathen Briggs. Child, yes, ma'am, it is. I asked some of these questions as a child and got, yeah. Oh, no, no, no. The Jamaican term, yeah, dup pan you. Eh? Yo, come here. And they put the aisle and put the cross in your forehead. Father God, Sarati pick me out, test me, shall try me, but I love her. Father Jesus, God, I ask that you please bless her. Take this dopey pan her from our spirit, y'all. Please, Jesus Christ, Lord of mercy. And all kinds of bullshit. All kinds of shit. That's why I shut the fuck up. Yes, a lot of Jamaicans are mean. I'm not gonna lie. They are. It's a mentality though, because we're when you go to Jamaica, like when I go to Jamaica, I don't speak like an American. I put on my natural accent, and when they kind of hear a little American slip, I'll say, "Oh, well, I was in Florida," some shit like that. Because to be honest, when I go there, I assimilate than a motherfucker. Because they have a habit of pocket watching Americans. So I don't I make sure that they don't know that I be carrying money. But yeah, my mom used to pray for my ass. She's put the cross on my forehead and sit me down. She used to cleanse me in salt water, all kinds of shit. Like my mom was doing the most. She was doing the absolute most. But man, I remember like, oh my God. I remember I was wheezing and coughing and stuff like that, but I didn't have a like you're wheezing and coughing because of allergies, but you don't have the other allergy symptoms. My mom, after watching a couple of shows or whatever, because my mom was weird as fuck, she thought that I was being attacked by a duppy. This fucking oh my God, woman is bathing me in salt water, salt, and she's anointing my head with oil and all kinds of fuckery. And then she put me to bed and she's putting a cross of Vicks on my forehead and on my chest, praying for me. Oh, listen, oh, I love that woman, but that she was so superstitious that it was annoying. But like her superstition, it wasn't like a cute superstition. She would like rub me down with rubbing alcohol and rum and all type. Oh my God! Is it true that they outlawed locks in Jamaica? Yes, unfortunately. Yeah, I was gonna do a report on that as well, considering that man, there's a lot of shit that's going on. It's stupid. It's really stupid. It's really dumb. Yes, they do. My family today. They said, yeah, the salt is good for protection, but as a child, you don't understand that. As a kid, you don't. As a grown woman now, I get it. I understand what my mom was doing, but my mom was doing that in the name of who? Jesus. That was the problem. So it was kind of like it was very confusing as a kid because I understood the rituals that she was doing. Yeah, it was kind of traumatic. It really was. It really was. Because it was not only she was just doing it, she was reinforcing it by exposing me to certain things that it kind of like forced me to see things, the spiritual side of the world, either too early or too forcefully, right? There was oh man, where I used to live, there is an ancient burial ground, and there was an apartment complex that was built over it. One of my friends did. She had an Ouija board. I don't. My mom told me to not. Of course, she's superstitious. She told me never to do any of that kind of stuff. It was my friend though, so she was doing it. So, mhm. Sorry, I have to take it. So she told me we were doing the Ouija board, and I think that was my first time I had an encounter. And even today, when I think about it today, I want to say that that shit did not happen, but it did. And even thinking about it, I kind of feel that same presence that I felt when that happened. And I don't want to invoke that kind of energy, even though it was over there in that burial ground. So it was very, the energy is real. It was permeated. But that's beside. But yeah, I saw an article. Yeah, yeah. They banned that shit. Shit's stupid. Yep. There's a science behind their hatred. There's a science behind their hatred, and I think that's why I'm trying to explain that on my channel because I talk about this heavy on my Twitter, but Twitter is very limiting. 280 characters is not enough. So people don't understand the hatred that white people, not all of them, but you know what I'm talking about. The people who understand and know who we are, and then attack us because of it. They know what we are. We don't. We say that we do, but we don't know how to use that knowledge. There's a difference between knowing the knowledge and then using it. So, um, but hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah, pathology. What's the science behind hate? It depends on what. My fault, y'all. I don't know what's going on. I think my shit just like turned off. Am I still live? Can y'all still hear me? That was weird. I don't know what happened. I guess when I started talking about that the duppy, kind of like telling you the word the words that you speak, it brings shit, right? How do you use the knowledge? You have to live that acquired knowledge. That's basically how you use the knowledge, and then you also have to teach it. Yes, we back. We back. Y'all hear me now? Okay, cool. I'm still in this beach. Still in this beach. What's the science? So the science behind their hate, it's there's a lot that's intertwined in understanding who we are as melanoid people. I don't like saying the word black. Melanated people, because there's melanated people who are not like exactly out of Africa. There's a good population that's like in like you have your aboriginals, even though they're far removed, they're an old lineage um of the African, of the original, way before slavery and all that kinds of shit. Way before. We always think of the black history as like only like 10,000. No, we've been around for way longer. So when you take into account of that, Yeah, your genetics don't change when you move to a different location. If you keep the gene pool in the same area, there's a lot to the anthropology. There's a science behind it. A lot of people are like, oh, you can't use white people science. No, there's a rationality behind it. Not everything that they say is lies. They use certain sciences to, push a rhetoric. But if you have your own understanding of history and all that kinds of stuff, you got to apply it. Mm-hmm. Knowledge applied is power, indeed. That's power. So when I look at these Hebrew Israelites, they got a lot of knowledge. I'm not saying that they're dumb. They don't apply it, so you're useless to me. They always talk about, because these are mostly men, right? These leaders. You keep talking about they want the woman to submit, no problem submitting, but you have all this knowledge, but you're not applying it. You walking around in purple skirts doesn't do shit for me. So I don't know what you want me to do, because my understanding of liberation is more than just like this title thing. Oh, we need to know tribes. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Okay, I know I'm a different tribe. Cool. Can we come together as different tribes and fight the fucking system? It's that simple. But we like to complicate it by talking about how much we hate this side of people. No, I kind of get it. I get it. Like when I sit down and I hear some of the talking points of like, people don't like some of the shit that West Indian people are doing or African people are doing. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh no, oh my Jamaican people, they're awesome. No, that's a lie. There's a lot of Jamaican people that I know who come into this country and act like their shit don't stink. They act as though like they're owed the same reparations as ADOS. I don't believe that. And that's why I wanted to make myself known, because I have to set myself apart from that. Just like it matters. Sometimes the minority is not indeed the minority. Sometimes it's the majority. That's the just minority of them. Is a lot of them are quiet about it. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, hey, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I deserve reparations. I don't. But I want my African American tribe, whatever y'all love to talk about, my ADOS people, they deserve that. Period. There's no conversation about that. We don't need to have this extra dialogue on all the. Me as a Jamaican, as my parents are Jamaican, I have no say in how to give you reparations. However they're going to give it to you, they need to give you that times 100 more. Period. And then Jamaicans need to be fighting the British to be getting their fucking reparations. Period. Israelite men, they are hella mean. Oh my God. I get them all anytime. Listen, I can tweet something right now, because it's a Sabbath too. I can tweet something right now and I'll see something against Hebrew Israelites and I'll have like 10 of them in my fucking mentions. Talking about how I am a hair-hatted, Europeanized woman. What is that on your head? All types of fuckery. It's crazy. It's crazy. Aboriginals, Moors, Hebrew, all types of different. At the end of the day, oh man, that's why I keep talking about destruction of Black civilization. There was a point in the prelude of the book where it talks about that although there were different tribes, they respected a certain commonality about them, which is the spiritual aspect of that. They're melanated. They did have an understanding of that. So when they warred against each other, it was not against, oh, that nigga's darker skin or he has a flat nose. That was a concept introduced by the Europeans. Tribalism, prior to the Europeans' interaction with Africa, had nothing to deal with the fuckery that's going on right now. That's what people don't get. When you actually read the history, when you read the animosity between one tribe against the other, it had nothing to deal with that dude is darker skin, that nigga's light skin. It had nothing to deal with that at all. That only became a factor after the fact. After the what are they? The Arabic conquest. And people don't get this. The Muslims, they invaded Africa way before the Europeans. The Europeans just finalized it, just put the cherry on top with a white cherry, I should say. That's it. That's it. Hebrew Israelite women too. They don't realize. Listen, now listen. A few of the women, they are not as toxic, but the ones who are tend to be the mammies and the enablers of those black manosphere niggas. No offense if y'all follow the motherfuckers, but it's true. A lot of them tend to be very. I'm male centered because at the end of the day, in order for my children to exist, I have to have some type of you know camaraderie with men, right? But I'm not going to go out here and deny my existence as a woman simply for their entertainment. So I'm balanced. I love my black men. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in some of the shit. I love my black men, so I have that type of understanding. But yeah, like I don't. A lot of them are mammy-ish. I'd be like, girl, okay, damn, you talk about the seas, child. Listen, I be going off it. I can go off on a tangent. And I don't want to. Okay, don't y'all try me. Y'all try me. Yeah, y'all need your own everything. Period. Your own infrastructure, everything. Period. And I'm actually writing a story about that. That's why I'm in the space because I want to gauge the social interaction because there needs to be some type of understanding in the story that I'm trying to write. So I'm mainly observing some of you niggas, to be honest. To be honest. A lot of principles that I'm seeing on YouTube, I'm putting in my novel. So hey, be on the lookout in 10 years, fam. Y'all talking to a future writer, period. A future author. That's it. Period. Right. Europeans mix Moors, white, Arabic, and so yeah. Yep. Yep. I actually want to talk about also the pattern of how this interracial agenda is being pushed. It's a historical weapon. This interracial shit is not anything new. This is really not a new concept. It's just the reason why we're only understanding it now because we have books that talk about it, and now we have the information. So there's really no excuses to some of the things that we do nowadays. This whole love is love concept, that shit don't make no fucking sense. It really doesn't. It really doesn't make any fucking sense. So I don't even participate in half of that fuckery. But are you working on a book too? Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I'm into Afrofuturism. So my book is basically it's setting in 300 years in the future for Black people. So I've been really looking into a lot of sociology, psychology, and all that kind of stuff, basically to build a foundation for my book, make it as real as possible, but make the evolution understandable. Because a lot of us Black people, we are very short-sighted. We can't see past maybe 10 years as a people, I should say, not individually. Like real talk, like it's starting to become a problem because how I'm thinking, like how I interact with people, I'm not thinking about, oh, we should just claim America, we should just claim Africa. No, this whole planet is ours. Let's get to it. Maybe one landmass at a time, cool. But I'm thinking about 500 years in the future. Who will be 500 years in the future? Who will be like how are like me as a Black woman, since these motherfuckers love to talk about how, oh, Black women, we need to take better care of our children's education, so be it, cool. I'm doing the work for myself so that when I do have children, I will teach them. I'm not going to raise my kids as a Seventh-day Adventist, but what I will do is I will teach my children to be open to knowledge and information. And I will not be teaching them anything of the church stuff, but I will have certain rituals. I will have like my child like have reverence for the universe. I think being eco-friendly is a spiritual thing. It's spiritual. So I try to be as eco-friendly. I'll be trifling sometimes, but I want to be eco-friendly. So you have to set up a foundation for that shit to happen. Like a lot of people are just moms and there's no prior, education. So I want to be different. And that's another thing I want to talk about this on this channel, about generational traumas, one of which is a lack of understanding being taught to our children. You know, I had to sit back and reflect and see a lot of the traumas and the curses that was passed down from my mother's side, and how I recognize it. So I can't just sit here and be complacent. And one of those things is religion. I know that my mom was called to this type of understanding, but you know, being spiritual, she was afraid. She was afraid to challenge it head on, and so she was stuck. And so I understand that, like, people think that, oh well, your generational you create your own destiny. Yes, but some of that, sometimes you have to recognize that you have to create your own destiny to undo a lot of those traumas and curses. And that's what this channel is for, basically, to show you the evolution of um, addressing my own generational curses. One of which is unlearning to dismantle your mind from religious slavery, basically. There's a documentary, I think, about how there aren't Black people in futurism. Yeah, what they've done is they don't want Black people to perceive to have a future. Basically, that's all it is about. They don't want us to think of us to have a future. And that's why I'm writing this novel. Because a lot of the Afrofuturism is not really futurism. A lot of it is just like residual, is in the future, but residual effects of the shit that's happening now. The story that I'm writing, it's literally everything that we have an issue with, we have overcome. And we're just merely living in that awareness. That is what I'm writing about. We've overcome colorism. We've overcome that gender war fuckery. We've overcome um, the enslavement of religion, or being passive to it. Because I don't want to eliminate Christianity in general in my story, but what I want to show is how they empowered themselves by using it rather than just being complacent. Awareness is the first step, but awareness is easy. Awareness is an easy thing to do. You can just be aware of it, but if you're not acting against that, against that awareness, that's different. Have I read? You know what? I have a couple of her books in my Amazon thing, and I heard that she does. I've read of a few of her synopses, and it does sound promising. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely purchase those books immediately. But that's something I want to talk about on this channel as well. I'm giving up. I don't care who people date no more. It's tiring. I know Black women may have to do what they need to do to be happy, but Black love is important. It's warranted. Yeah, Black love is a war tactic. And if we're really going to overcome this, there's going to be I realize, like, after watching a lot of Sins live, that there is hope only if we care enough to want it to happen. I don't know if I should. I don't want to really necessarily expound on that because there's a lot going to that. And I was going to make a couple of response videos on the few things that I've seen, but I was just like, I realized that I don't want to make it seem like I'm starting drama. I just wanted to make response videos, right? But yeah, it is. But a lot of us are too aware, but not moving in the acknowledgement of that information. I really don't feel like enough of us are, because I was aware from like 9 to 19. So I was aware for 10 years. I did not actually start moving in that knowledge until later on. So how many people are just aware, but still going to church, being tithe, still believing that love is love and all that kinds of fuckery, that types of shit. Yes, that's facts. Do y'all know she don't date or married to Black men or shit? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. See, like this whole the interracial dynamic thing, you have to be. I try to give a reasonable doubt for all these things I've been watching. Like when it comes to like mixed people and stuff like that, I had a very strong opinion about it, but now you realize that it's about a mentality that matters, right? And how they perceive themselves and their existence in this space and in this society that we live in. So I gauge people based on their mentality and not based on what they look like. I love like this whole colorism thing. I get it because I'm a Jamaican and we have a huge colorism problem. But as a woman who has, I've accepted the skin that I'm in and I understand the power of what it is to be melanated. I love dark skinned women. I understand what it means for you to be a dark skinned woman and how powerful it is. So I don't feel like I should be colorist to them, nor should I be colorist to light skinned women because you're still melanated. So I don't, I don't, but there's a difference between being light skinned and also having a European DNA introduced. So it's different. So you have to take in consideration of the mentality. So I don't go after like some of them pink pillar girls, they be doing too much. Okay, they light skinned. God damn, it's not that it's what is her mentality like about blackness? That's what I care about. Because I've seen a lot of light ass, like high yellow, light eyed colored people who have way more love for black people than blue black motherfuckers. So it's the mentality that matters to me. I'm a sapiosexual, so I'm interested in people on it. And if I'm talking about men, your mentality. Yeah, sometimes you may look a little slightly off. You're not too attractive, but if your mentality is on point, I fuck with that. So I give people the benefit of the doubt. It's the mentality that matters to me. If we read her stories, she talks about how abusive black men are, so I can see her date. Well, that's a thing. Oh man, there's a lot of that shit going on. I'm dark skinned growing up with licensed sisters. I struggle in life. I'm sure you did, sis. Damn, I'm sure you did. Yeah, I'm so sorry for that. Because I had a different experience. There are more dark skinned people in my family than there are light skinned. But there's still a lot of colorism. A lot of it was futurist. Like my mom, bless her heart, she used to pinch my nose because she wanted my nose to be a more pronounced bridge. My lips, oh my god, I used to get all kinds of fucked up names as a kid. So I understand a lot of the feelings that dark skinned women get when it comes to a lot of the men talking about, oh, they don't like dark skinned women and stuff like that. But the thing is though, I've overcome that. And it's like if you don't like me because I'm dark skinned, you're a weak minded piece of shit for a nigga. And you're missing out on a very powerful being. So that's your loss. So I don't think of it as a victim mentality. A lot of them have a they do. I recognize colorism. I recognize it does exist. I've received very colorist remarks from men, but I don't let it move me. I can't let it move me because half of those niggas, I understand it's the mentality that moves you. If your mentality is saying to you as a man that you don't like a woman because she's dark skinned, and knowledge is out there that shows you that melanin is indeed supreme. If you feel that way, that tells me everything I need to know about you, and I don't feel any type of way about it. So, hey, you hate yourself because you're dark skinned and you don't like other dark skinned people. You're saving me and my eggs from a self hating black man. You've helped me. I don't feel no type of way about it. You can't be colorist to biracial, quadroons, or light skinned people. I try not to practice colorism. And it's not a matter of try not to. It's just a matter of if I know you are a melanated person and you came from two Black people, I don't care what shade you are, you're a melanated person, period. Now, when it comes to when you're introducing different, races like Asian or European, then that's different. But I still don't even do. I don't be colorist towards them either. So it's like I don't. I'm about true progression. So that means that I have to challenge a lot of those self-hating mentalities even within myself and move different. So just because I may be a brown skinned woman who lived a dark skinned lifestyle, because there was not a lot of my family, everybody was dark skinned. In my school, I was the dark skinned girl because there was light skinned people and mixed people in my school. So for getting a dark skin treatment, I get it. I truly do. And I empathize and I experienced it. But I know myself. And when you know and love yourself and you know the power within you, and you recognize the low vibrations in people who make those that fucked up statements about that, knowing with all the information that's out there, I just look at you and I just kiss my teeth and just wave you off. I can't really take you serious. I really can't. Oh, Quadroon. Oh, I use that shit heavy on Twitter. Heavy. Because them swirlers over on Twitter, you know what? Y'all remember, what's her name? Meghan Markle, that heifer. There was a conversation when Meghan Markle got with Prince, whatever that cracker's name is, the orange top, that motherfucker. When she got with him, you know how many swirlers came into my mention talking about, oh my God, their child is going to be so beautiful and brown. I'm looking at them like, the fuck? Okay, again, there's a science behind everything. If Meghan Markle's mother can pass as an admixture of Black and her father is white, and y'all look at her, then she has a child with an even more recessive white man. Y'all gonna tell me that child gonna come out like Hoots Kente? Real talk. When has it ever happened in world history? Have you ever seen a mixed child who already has an admixture for a mother get with a red-headed white man and create a brown woman, such as let's look like let's for Kiki. Have you ever seen a mixed woman with a white man create a brown woman that looks like Kiki? I'll give y'all a second to answer. When has that ever happened? Have y'all ever seen a mixed person create with a white man who has 4C hair? Meghan Markle doesn't even have 4C hair. But we have I had swirlers in my inbox, in my mess, talking all this kind of shit, praising white zaddy, telling me that the child's gonna come out like Hoots Kente. The baby don't come out. The baby ain't got no fucking, not a curl in that nigga hair. It's not even wavy. They want everybody to be fucking Black. Everybody. See, I have my limits. I know other people have their limit. They'll say, "Oh, mixed people are not Black." I have my feelings about that, right? They call Blit, yeah, because that nigga played the saxophone. A white man playing a musical instrument that's associated with niggas is now a fucking ass Black man. But 10 years later, motherfuckers is looking at Obama looking for his birth certificate. I need y'all to make that. I need these motherfuckers to make that shit make sense. Real talk. Twitter is not brutal. YouTube is brutal. Oh, I've conquered Twitter. I think once you hit a certain subscriber count and you went through a certain amount of drama on there, you kind of surpassed it. You're good. Yeah. Look around, you a fool. Hey, book of rhymes. I've seen you in someone else's chat that you know who I be talking about, and we have a problem. Like real talk though, light skin with red. Listen, on my Twitter, I've been going in on denouncing Kamala as even a Jamaican woman. Because that shit, that whole seed of your father fuckery, that's pissing me off. She is not a black woman. I'm gonna make a live stream. Kamala Harris is not a black woman. I'm gonna show you all the historical receipts as why she's not a fucking black woman. Oh, you're scared of Twitter? Don't be scared of Twitter. It's kind of like YouTube. I realized that if I used YouTube as much as I use Twitter, oh man, I would be popping. No, not like real talk, like real talk. I'm just trying to dip my foot in the water. There might be a tie to YouTube. The doxing on YouTube is the exposing on Twitter is worse than the exposing on YouTube, but the doxing on YouTube is worse than the doxing on Twitter. Although the information on Twitter is faster than the information on YouTube, but it's crazy. It's just certain things that you got to be mindful of. I know that if you're going to be in the black YouTube space, there's just certain topics that you don't talk about. And I kind of written them down. So there's certain information I'm not going to talk about on here. She's not a black woman. She's not black. Her mother is racially an Indian woman, and her father, and I'm a Jamaican. Her father is what you would call a coolie. So he doesn't necessarily. He's a mix, right? He's black, white with Indian or white Indian. There's a difference because there's my brother. His mother is what you call a dark skin coolie. This woman is dark skinned. She's darker than me, but she has Indian people hair. So it's like it curls up, but it doesn't have the African king. But my brother came out with the mixture of. But I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of shit that goes on in Jamaican that people don't understand. People automatically assume that because you're saying Jamaican, that you're black. Like, nah, bro. There's a huge Indian population in Jamaica that don't reproduce with black people in there that have been there for what 200 years, and they've kept to themselves. That's why people talk about like Jamaican, like we talk about curry chicken. That's not our national dish. That's not our national dish. That's the curry chicken that we eat in Jamaica is similar to the Indian curry, but it's mixed with an African technique and different African spices. So Jamaica it's a multicultural island, and you have to think about the isolation that it's been in. I'm telling you, man, the history of Jamaica differs vastly from America. So I think the conversation we talk about race dynamics is very different. That's why, I was trying to make my voice known about that. Like Kamala she's not a black woman. Y'all keep saying, oh yeah, she's a seed of her father. Okay, I get that concept, but her father is not racially black either. You may look at him and he looks like a black man, but Jamaicans, we have a trained eye. Just like over here in America, black Americans, y'all can see who is actually who have Indian blood in you and stuff like that, like Native American. We have the same concept in Jamaica. The same concept. We have the same concept when it comes to that race, the race dynamics. Oh, you don't know anything about the curry? Yeah, the curry we cook it similar. The same similar ingredients, but the technique is a little different. So like when I cook curry chicken, you're supposed to burn the curry. That's what they call it. You're not burning the curry. But you put oil in the pot and you put the curry powder, garlic, and a little seasoning. Then you kind of like create the roux with that. Then you put the chicken in there and all the other whatever. It depends on how you create it because there's different ways to make curry. I prefer to cook it on stovetop because you have a little bit more control of the taste. But my dad's curry goat, that's just fucking smack. That's God's food right there, my nigga. Like my dad know how to cook. I actually learned I learned how to cook from him. I didn't learn how to cook from my mother. Kamala Harris can't make dresses. She puts she not. She not. And she married a whole white man, so she's definitely not a part of us. We denounce that bitch. She's not a part of us. But back to the topic, because y'all throwing me off. Y'all throwing me off. But this whole religion thing, I don't know if there's a lot of people who are not even for this. A lot of people are not already for it. You know what I'm saying? But my approach to it is different. I guess I realize that the transition of the age of understanding, it means that this 1,000 years that we've been under this veil of ignorance, we're gonna have to come into a time of, I guess, unlearning half of that shit. It took a good minute for me to forget a lot of that, a lot of the mentality that I had, that complacent, passive, and just lazy approach. And I guess once I dismantled religion from my mentality, I had a lot more accountability over my actions, over my destiny. Anytime shit went wrong, I'm gonna get on my knees and just pray about it, because that's what they teach you. Just anything that's bad happened, you pray about it. Anything that's good about it, just pray about it. And I realized that like half of that, what I was doing was I was placing all the blame on a devil, and also thanking an external force for all the good things that has happened to me, when it was me putting in that work in, when it was me that put me in that situation. So it's like, man, that thought process, people take for granted the thought process. I'm looking in this space, in this YouTube space, and over the last year, the rhetoric has done a complete 180. And change doesn't happen overnight. And that's what kind of irritates me about this space, because it's like these motherfuckers think that change is it just how one experience changes you. No, like you have to fully go through the wave of experience and understanding before you get it. Like I thought I understood it 10 years ago, and when I look back on it now, yeah, I had a very good understanding 10 years ago, surprisingly, but I needed it to be refined and chiseled with experience before it was to be an understanding that I could fully appreciate. And people don't appreciate experiences. And I've seen in this space so many times that people have an issue with a redemption story. There's a huge issue. Like who I am today was not who I was 10 years ago. A lot of the fuckery that's happening on YouTube, all the things that we're going against, I used to be that. But it takes experience and self-awareness and application of that knowledge for it to make sense, for it to matter. And so like when I talk about this religion stuff, that's one of those things. It was a process. I know some future Adventists who are going to watch this, they're going to be like, oh, you're probably just not reading the right things. You're just not, opening your heart. And when you're open to that energy of whatever that God is or whatever, sometimes and when I found that the God is within me, I felt the most empowered, because that means that I held every choice was my own choice. Everything good that happened in my life, that was me. Everything bad, that was me. So, finally getting into, the moment in my life that, the moment that kind of led me to this extreme way of thinking was when my mom passed. And it's just something about when you lose your actual creator, when you lose your creator, you realize how alone you feel. And I was very young, very young. And I was at an age where I was trying to learn about myself as a girl, as a woman. And to think that here I am 14 years later, having to relearn what femininity is because your mom passed and you're not around your aunts and stuff, and you're not around family. You have to learn it alone. And then like coming into this space and listening to these motherfuckers talk about femininity, not understanding that certain women never got a chance to experience that. Now, I was blessed to be raised by a militant father. So I know and I understand and I can identify what a decent man is. Now, in terms of like my dating choices, not too much. But when it comes to like seeing certain type of characteristics that I can respect in men, that's something that I learned from my father and I'm grateful for. But at the same time, at what cost? We talk about we got to learn all of this womanhood from your moms and stuff. Some people don't have mothers. So like, how are finding my lane and back, because I lived in a very coon mentality, a coon family. There was no sense of Black pride in either of my parents' parenting. So I had to, a lot of the stuff that I'm preaching to you today, or I talk about on my channel, or something that that I express and all that kind of stuff, that's something that I learned on my own. Like my dad raised me to be a worker bee. Work, get a good education, get good grades, get a good paying job, and that's it. Like there was no sense of individuality. There was no sense of upholding the creative side of me, the creative Black woman, right? Is that's supposed to be on a side burner. You're supposed to just get rich, and it's just the European mentality, and that's reinforced by a lot of the religion that we're partaking in. Like, come on, like when you read Catholicism, and I urge people to read about Catholicism if you're like on that fence about your spirituality and you're not sure if you should take on a journey, read on Catholicism, what the Inquisitioners did, conquistadors, all of that shit. You read that shit and you'll understand exactly why I feel the way I do. Thank you. It's like when she passed, um and I actually have a video poem that I've been working on that I would like to upload on this channel, so I guess be aware of that. But when she passed, I died that day as well. And at that time I just thought it was just grief, but I really feel that my soul left along with her. And I've been feeling empty ever since. And it's hard because you're at an age, right? I'm at an age where my mom had me, so I'm like, okay, this is a perfect. And I'm dating, and I'm having dating issues, and I can't really talk about this to my my stepmom because she's only 8 years older than me. So I'm alone in a lot of the suffering that I'm experiencing. And I had an epiphany with my last relationship. The last relationship that I was with, it was very reminiscent of the situationship between my mom and my father. And it was just like, it was so uncanny. And I was like, I can't, I don't want to I don't want to go with the same decisions that my mom did. And like, I know what she felt like when she, fell in love with this man. I know what that felt like. Because I was in other relationships before this one. And yeah, I love them too. But this one, it was this one, right? And it was just like, I understood that pain that my mom felt during that heartbreak. And that was a 20-year heartbreak. And it killed her. I can honestly say it killed her. Because when you don't care about life and you just let this whatever happens to you, it's just let it happen to you. And she just allowed it to kill her. I have an altar, so whenever I'm feeling down, I talk to her. And actually, I had a very deep moment where I was at an altar for like 2 hours, just crying, and just like asking her to just give me peace and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I think she did. I still think about him. I still do. And we live in the same city, and I drive by his house all the time. But, you know, so that feeling that she felt with my father, I realized that I was experiencing the same thing. And it was just, I think it was the ancestors showing me that, yes, you are walking in the line of that curse. So I want you to see this, and I want you to do better, make a better choice. And, my mom chose to get back with my father, and, I came into the picture. So I don't want to make that same mistake. Now, I'm not saying I'm a mistake, but I don't want to, rekindle with a man who, he doesn't love me, and end up having a kid with him just a means to keep him, probably. And no, it's just no. So that, I think that was just one of those curses, one of those trials that I think my mom went through, and she ultimately failed. And I saw that it happened to me, and I said I was not going to let it. Um, I'm not going to let it move me. So, but it's one of those things where, like, you know you found something and you lost it, and sometimes you need to lose it to learn. You still talk to your dad? Girl, girl, I wish I can talk to mine. I really wish I could. I think that's why I like this seasonal depression thing. It's setting in a little stronger than I anticipated this year. And I think it's because this year has been really rocky. But yeah, it's been a very difficult year. A very difficult year. But I'm hanging in there. Please. Yeah, of course. Yeah. There's just certain things that, and I talk about, and I will be probably doing another live talking about this, but about how, like, social and just basic isolation, how it kind of like helped me heal a lot of the, like, self-hatred that I had within myself, because I was constantly around me, constantly working on me, thinking about all of the things that made me who I am, and all of the things that kind of like set me back. But yeah, religion has set us up for abusive relationships. Yes, indeed, subconsciously, and we never recognize that. We always sit here and act like, oh, Jesus is love and all that kinds of shit, and nah, it's crazy. My condolences, sis. I feel my mother. When I smell her cologne or I smell her perfume, I know that I smell it very often. And it's weird because I don't buy that perfume. But she wears a Chanel number 5. And there'll be times when I'll be praying, and not praying to her, but I'll just be just talking to her. And I would feel like her presence, because she had a very different presence. It was very timid and meek. I don't know if that make any sense, but she had a presence where it was more like a very small spirit. You know how, like, people think like, oh, boom, like this glooming spirit. No, she had a very small spirit, but she always brought a scent with her. So, I've always been in tune. So I'm glad, I'm actually kind of glad that I dismantled the religion thing, because I never just prayed to my mom. I just prayed to Jesus, right? And I never felt anything. I just felt like I was writing a letter to Santa Claus, to the North Pole, and it was just going nowhere. But when I'm at my altar and I look at my mom's picture, and I light a candle, and I just think about her, And just like, I remember the things that she used to do. I would feel like her touch on my shoulder, like, yes, I am here. And it's not like, oh, I'm trying to force her to touch me. Like, oh, am I touching it? Not like, no, like I'll just be thinking. And it'll be at the most randomest thought. And I'll know that she's there. And it's very reassuring. Like if you're talking about this to a regular schmegler, super hyper Christian person who does not believe in that type of shit, they'll think that you're talking wild duppy shit. And it's like, nah, it's, you know, like I think the reason as to why people have issues with certain these energies is because your energy of confusion and anger confuses them. Because at first, when I was younger, and not to scare y'all, but when I was younger, after my after my mom had passed, I used to have night terrors, and I used to see her, but it was in the very scary light. And I think it's because I knew that she died in a very, her spirit was uneasy when she passed. I know it was because there was a lot of things that transpired prior to her passing that I know that she didn't pass happy. And you can tell. Like certain people who like, oh, they pass surrounded by family and friends and stuff like that, and you know, they peacefully go, and it was not the same in my mom's case. So I know that her spirit was very angry for a while, actually. It was very, very angry. And she came to me a lot. And there was a few times where my father would mention certain things that I never thought he would mention, but it looked like my mom was haunting him as well. So there's some things that was going on, I don't know what was going on, some unresolved animosity. But just one day she kind of stopped, and now that I've taken I've taken a part of having a certain ritual in which, you know, if I do have a problem, that I go to her. She doesn't come to me in an angry format anymore, so I don't experience night terrors. But I do remember that the night that she did pass, I had a dream about her, and it was a very uneasy dream. And I knew that when I woke up, you know, that she had gone, but it was just a very harsh reality. So I'm very in tune with that type of spiritual shit. Like, I never understood it as a young kid, because when you're young and you try to explain this to your superstitious mom and your super hyper religious father, they'll think that you're being touched by demons or some stupid shit. But you know, I had a lot of dreams. Most of my stories are dreams that I had. And like the story that I've been writing it and drafting it since 2012. And I had a dream about it. I remember exactly what I was doing that day. I remember what was happening, and I remember just sitting there and just picking up a notebook and just writing. And I was up, oh my God, till like 4 o'clock in the morning just writing. So I've been and that was it was a dream. I had taken a nap and I started watching a show with my brother. It was around this time Christmas. I'm not actually, it's almost to the day. It was, I remember December 12th, 2012 is when I start writing this. The story that I've been drafting. And so like, you know, the characters have been, sounds weird, but as a writer, you kind of become friends with your characters that you create, especially if you dream about them almost every fucking day. So man, so, and I actually have a couple, I actually want to show you my story, but not necessarily in story format, but I want to show it in visual format. And that's why I have my Woke Gal Gaming. So, oh, guys, don't forget, subscribe to my Woke Gal Gaming channel. That one is my gaming channel where I will be probably I will be showing like little snippets and storylines of my novel, actually. Name characters, everything. Storyline, I'll be talking about the storyline. But it'll be basically in Sims format. So if that's something that you're interested in, yeah, go subscribe to my Woke Y'all Gaming, because I'm gonna be doing that there. Don't forget also to like and share this live stream, guys. And let me see. And if y'all are only a subscriber to this channel, My main channel is my Gia Gazalia one. I am putting in the name. Oh, drop a link. Yes, hold on. Let me go drop this link. Girl, I don't be prepared for it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What am I looking for? Mm. But yeah, hold on. Let me see. Oh, my dude is on. Not my dude, but you know, a lot of my favorite YouTuber guys are on right now. Let me see if I can put the link in the chat. Happy. I should be more prepared for this, guys. My bad. You know I'll be tripping. Now, I don't know if that link works. Go click on that, guys, and see if that works, because I don't know if it works. I don't know how that should be working. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my Agia Gazalia. That's more my pro-black channel. This one will be a little bit more laid back. I know that this conversation is a little too deep for this channel, but it's I'm trying to filter out the creeps and the weirdos. So it'll be mainly I'll be mainly on this channel for a while, mainly promoting this one. But I am doing my 1,000K challenge. Now I told you guys I was gonna be doing live streams every day. I was falling behind. I apologize. But yes, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I do have some more content coming through. If you guys do have any like topics that you would like me to go over, I can't promise y'all motherfuckers nothing, to be honest, because you know I'm so introverted that I literally I self-sabotage myself from ever going live as much as I like between the time of like my birthday and now I have like 15 or 20 like preset what you call it preset live streams that I wanted to do that I end up not doing because like I don't know. I'll be scared. But this is my email for my inquiries. So if there was something that y'all wanted to talk about, and it just depends. Like you'll have to probably address it to a certain channel. Like my Gia Ghazali will be more serious, whereas this one will be more lighthearted. I only wanted to talk about this whole 7-day Adventist thing because today is a Sabbath, so I wanted to piss them off. But um, but when okay, so let me ask y'all 7-day Adventist a question. When did y'all get baptized? Because I got baptized at 18. They gave me hell for getting baptized so late. Yes, I need to. Yeah. Like I do believe that I know I can grow a channel. I know I can. It's just a matter of just me trying to get out of my shell and into my element. Then there's also like time managing. Y'all already know. I'm already rambling and we're already hitting the 2-hour mark. So, but and I'm not even finished with my whole story, but you know, I guess part of the whole live stream is a whole like staying on here for a long time. I don't know if that's what it is because I've seen motherfuckers be on here for 6-7 hours. My mouth is already dry, okay, and I'm already hungry, so I don't know. If y'all ever see me do a 7-hour live stream, just know that I have me a plate of oxtails. I already drank me a good gallon of water, all that good stuff. Okay, so you were 11. Okay, Lord, that's hella young. Baptized at 5. You must love the Lord. Okay, 13. Yeah, that's like the average age for 70 Adventists. They go like hard because Jesus he started talking to the Sadducees and the Pharisees and stuff like that, and the people in the temple when he was 13. So 70 Adventists, they kind of like make it a ritual where they asked the kid, do you want to be baptized around that age? And I pushed it. I postponed that shit till I was 18 years old. So you were in your 20s and you left the SDA when your father passed. Yeah, that was your father was the one that was Seventh-day Adventist as well? Or because I mean, I know for my dad don't know that I'm no longer a Seventh-day Adventist. He knows that I no longer go to church, but not a practicing Christian. Oh, he'll tear my head off. He'll tear my head off, like for real. You funny as hell. Baptized at 5, he must really love the Lord for real. Because at 5 years old, shit, I was more worried about eating them damn crackers at communion. I didn't give a damn about no damn baptism. But you know what? My coming of the knowledge that I acquired now was actually when I had to do this job interview and I was walking in the mall and this Hebrew Israelite approached me. He was like, "Oh wow, you look so beautiful, queen," and all types of black shit. And I'd never heard of this shit before. It was like 2010, so this is like what, like 10 years ago. And he approached me. He's like, "Hey, queen, all this beautiful melanoid, radiant goddess, all types of shit." And he started talking to me, and we were talking for a couple, like a good hour or so. And he was just talking about the tribes of Judah. And I never heard no shit like that. The way he was approaching it was the whole black thing, and I never had that understanding. And to be honest, I go in on Hebrew Israelites, but it was a Hebrew Israelite that he basically woke me up. He woke me up, and ever since then, I'm actually very grateful for this man, because if I didn't meet him, I don't think I'd have ever. I probably would have found the knowledge somehow, because the ancestors have been calling me since I was 9, so it was only a matter of time. And I think that was just one of those moments. And I talk about that a lot on my Twitter, where I talk about that our people, we ignore the calling of our ancestors all the time, because a lot of the things that they're calling us to do makes us feel uncomfortable. A lot of the things that they were asking me to do felt uncomfortable at the time. Oh, read this, read that, do this, do that. And it just didn't make any sense. I'm not saying that they spoke to me like ghosts, but like you feel an inkling to do something and that's them, because you have no interest in that, and you have no understanding of why you're doing it. So that's how I knew. And it was, man, this journey, it's been tiresome, because you have to challenge your cognitive dissonance. A lot of the things that the Seventh-day Adventists, they teach you about, or Christianity in general, if I was to ever go back to my church and really go in on educating them, they would kick my ass out. They would really kick my ass out, because I'm not even for that whole pro-blacking the Bible. I don't. Making Jesus black does not help your plight. It actually makes it worse. It makes more sense if your Christ was white. Okay, your Christ was white and he allowed you niggas to be in slavery for 400 years and continually be oppressed. That makes sense. But it doesn't make any sense for your Christ to be black, because if your Christ was indeed black, why would he allow you to do that? So again, as you were saying before, Mother Earth, you said that basically religion enables abusive relationships. It enables it. And once you understand that pattern, I think it goes on from there. It's very uncomfortable to think that maybe your God, or whatever this being that's in your Bible, is telling you that you ain't shit and you're just a pawn piece on a chessboard. That doesn't feel good to me in my book. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know if you like to be played, because we talk about being played and niggas is pimping and tricks and all that kinds of shit, but it sounds like God is tricking with your soul. That's not something that I feel, happy about. Now I'm thinking like maybe I should drop like the link for you guys, but I don't know how to drop this link. Hold on. Yeah, I don't eat pork. Yeah, I don't eat pork. Yeah, although I'm not a Seventh-day Adventist, I still don't eat shrimp. I don't eat seafood. I don't eat pork. But that's not because the Bible says not to, but because there's actual logical reasons as to why you shouldn't eat pork. But I don't want to be just talking to myself, y'all. So if y'all want to hit that link, I'll put that down. Hit the link. I don't know. But yeah, I don't eat pork. I ain't gonna lie though. If there's a pepperoni pizza and it just so happens to be pork, bitch, I'm not taking them bitches off. I'm eating it. If it just so happens if I'm eating a burrito and it got some Italian sausage in it, uh, I'm not gonna probably eat it. I can't eat seafood. I don't. The smell of shrimp, that shit makes me a little sick. So I just can't. I probably can't eat it. Right? It makes sense to make Jesus black on a lower level. Also, like Negro. I really feel like giving Christ a black face. It just makes you want to might be twerking. What do you mean? What's going on? You just had shrimp yesterday. Child, I'm funny. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually thinking about doing I'm actually thinking about doing a mukbang a video of me as a former Adventist eating a seafood boil. And I've never had a seafood boil before. So I'm open to it. I'm not against the whole I don't necessarily fuck with the smell, but I hear it tastes good. So I'll probably eat it. I don't know. Maybe not. Um, you said that my shit's tweaking. Yeah, I see the link in the chat. I don't know if it's active. I don't know if it's working. So if y'all want to hit it, you can. If not, that's okay as well. I'll be talking to myself anyway. Okay. You want me to do you want me to drop the link again? Yeah, I've never had a seafood boil. Never had gumbo, never had lobster. I've tasted crab before and I actually don't like it. It's no. Um I would try it, you know, but yeah, it's the smell. Pork, I can tolerate the smell of pork. It's the smell of seafood that I don't really fuck with. But yeah, that's something that I also had to like when you challenge a lot of the things in the Bible, those are one of the things that I challenged and I did my own research. And my research basically came up to validate what the Bible was saying that they're unclean. So I just stayed away from them. But mostly seafood. Pork is different because pork, I think the only issue that I have with pork is that they don't sweat. But if you raise your pigs to eat organic foods, then it's better that way because shrimp they eat garbage. So yeah. Hold on, let me see something. Doo-doo. But yeah. Um okay. Can y'all see the link in the chat? I'm not sure if I'm not sure if this chat is slowing down because I'm looking at the chat right now on my phone. She says she's still gonna eat. Pork has worms. Has facts though. But yeah, I heard it like even at the temperature in which you're supposed to cook pork, it's not high enough to kill the worms or at least kill the body, if that makes sense. Because you can kill the worm, but is the worm's body still considered toxic to the body? Yeah, I don't mind the smell of pork. It's the seafood smell I don't fuck with. But she says she about to pull up. Girl, you sound like you about to fight somebody. Now I don't know how to accept live streams. Which one do you not eat, Ron? Are you Seventh-day Adventist, Ron? Or at least Christian or whatever. I think another reason as to why I stopped fucking with Seventh-day Adventists is after I heard about the Davidians. Or was it, is that what they call it? Davidians and shit? Man, because that is basically like being an Adventist as an extremist. Like real talk. And he is saying black report. So okay. Oh, you don't eat pork? Yeah, Ron is in here. You can't see him in the chat? I don't know. Maybe y'all blocked each other. Yeah, I don't fuck around with pork. Or I just stay away from it as much as possible. I don't like, oh, can I have me a fried pork chop and some, no, I don't do that. If I order me a pepperoni pizza and it just so happens to be a mixture of pork and beef, I ain't gonna trip. Oh, you can't see him? Oh man, I don't know. Maybe y'all, that's interesting. I think maybe Ron, do you have another channel or is this your only one? Oh, okay. Okay, you see him. I used to be a part of the Nation of God's North. Why does that sound familiar? That sounds very familiar. But yeah. Oh man. I think also another issue what I had with this religion thing. I believed in aliens, and even as a kid, you know, I never stopped believing. Hold on, let me see something. Because I don't know how to accept people. I don't know if they show up here in the corner or whatever. Okay, I see something. I'm still learning how to use this whole StreamYards thing. But let me see something real quick. Oh, the 5%ers. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I know nothing about that. I actually, one of my good friends, he's very knowledgeable on this. Actually, let me. He's very knowledgeable on that kind of stuff, and we be bringing him live on this channel one day, talking about it. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Hey, Mother Earth, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, girl.
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just, I'm rambling, so I need someone to talk to. I'm glad you you hit the link, girl.
Know what I'm saying? I had to pull up on you.
Okay, gang, 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 gang.
Skirt,
It's
skirt.
not sniping on these hoes. Oh man, girl, I've been like, I know you've been in them clouds, girl.
Man,
Like,
I first of all, I appreciate a lot of the topics that you talk about. It's good to hear like-minded people and just listen, tap in, pull up, whatever. But it's been a few months, like the beginning of March when all this COVID lockdown stuff started happening. I went through like some serious depression, and
mm,
so I stopped watching a lot of the content that I was watching for like a few years. And
mm-hmm,
so now it's been maybe like the beginning of November. I just started, getting back active, listening and stuff,
Oh,
interacting with people
girl.
and stuff like that. So it's like I'm catching up on so much and just seeing so much degradation.
Ma'am, you miss a lot, man, because much of the niggatry started in March.
Bruh, that's what I'm finding out. Like, I'm just now finding out about April 1st and all
Oh,
that shit. Like,
oh man.
child. So, I mean, to hear stuff that's not about that is really refreshing.
It's been a minute, man. Like that whole episode on April 1st, I was just sitting there just it,
Bruh,
uh, it was
April,
just it was just too much.
it's still too much. It's
It
still too
yeah,
much. It's
yeah.
still too much to see people that's 10, 20, 30 years older than us.
Acting like kids.
I I don't even say acting like kids because that's not fair to kids. Like kids
It's not. It's
kids
not.
brains ain't developed yet. Like they just got here.
I'm looking at these people and the way they're like arguing with each other. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm listening to her or I'm listening to him, and I'm like, all right, this dude is probably like 25, 30 max. Yeah, back in the 70s. I'm like, wait, hold on. What?
What? Excuse me?
I'm like, wait, hold on. How old are you again? Like, oh my
A
God.
whole 90s baby.
I'm a whole 90s baby. And I'm
Talking
thinking
about the
to myself,
70s.
like, I'm like, okay, well, damn, I'm a little bit more mature than these motherfuckers.
Man, and you see like everybody ain't got it. Everybody ain't got it. And
Mm-mm.
that just reminded me too, like one of my guilty pleasures is watching trash TV sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll catch up on a lot of stuff on YouTube because I'm like, I ain't paying $300 on cable to watch
No.
desperate people embarrass themselves.
YouTube is perfect.
But it is. I catch up on all. I call them the real street hoes of America, the real street bitches of America.
Ooh,
Real anything love and hip hop, housewives, all of it goes under that category for me.
I feel like that's what's going on over here in YouTube right now.
That's what it is. You don't even I don't even have to watch the
No,
recaps of
no,
season 1 through whatever
no.
of the beef between people that I would never even come into close proximity to. Like these people right here is everyday people, just reality TV on YouTube.
Yeah, that's all. And you know what? Half of this shit is being started by a lot of the dudes.
That's weird.
And then they're like, okay, well, this looks kind of like gay if I'm doing all this fucking drama. Let me go bring in this random woman and just like let her handle it. Cause you know how we gonna be chattering and gossiping and shit like that. Oh my God. It's just I can't believe you missed out on April 1st, girl. I'm
I can't believe it either. I'd just be legit flabbergasted, just putting little things together and still still lost with the little bit that I do have. Like
there's
it's too
there's a
much.
lot that's omitted, girl. Like a lot of the shit that is out there has been taken down, deleted. People's channels been gone, so it's like the evidence is gone. But I don't know, but Taz be keeping them receipts, and he still has a lot of the videos up on his other channels. He just
Girl.
taken some down because they're like 4 or 5 hours long, and some of them are just like way too deep into it. But
Now I done put them on play speed times 3
yep,
to try to listen to some of it just to try to connect the dots and stuff like that. But yeah, I be screenshotting shit too because I'm like, mm-mm.
oh yes, I be screenshotting like a motherfucker. I have more pictures of like chat boxes and like I be like getting clips of people because people be saying some wild shit, saying, "Oh, I didn't see no shit like that." No, ma'am, I remember this day you said this. Listen,
Facts,
it's
facts.
crazy,
Yep,
and I'm sitting here with my introverted ass, like, okay, I don't fit in this because I'm not messy like that. Like, I'm very goofy. I'm all about, being playful and all that kinds of shit. But these niggas is calling cops, like real policemen.
Right. I mean, I be on Facebook a lot too. So, I mean, it just reminds me, and it's a lot of stories in the news too about people pulling up because of
Mm-hmm.
something said on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Grown people, adults with, they should have the cognitive developmental skills to properly handle conflict, to have a disagreement or to be misunderstood and accept that, but they don't. So people are getting stabbed in front of their children, dying and
Mm-hmm.
shit all over some
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. So on YouTube, they're doing the same. Y'all are bringing that same thing. So it, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
it's like high school, and I think it's like high school because the mentality is still there. Like the arrested development is real.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've never seen this type of shit before, and so like this, I guess it's just this common knowledge. Like, oh well, you're a black woman, so you know all kinds of drama. I'm like, no, I've been extremely
Right.
sheltered. I half of this shit that these motherfuckers are doing on here, I've never seen this before. And I'm like, I'm literally sitting there in awe, like my hands on my head, like, bruh, y'all doing this? Like y'all for real doing this? So I don't believe like integrity even exists in the space. There you can anything goes here.
I think, like you said, people. I think Queen Mink said, people don't ever blame blame forget not forgiveness, white supremacy, or they never ask white supremacy to ask for forgiveness or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
you responded saying that it's not, we pretty much keep the white supremacy relevant, like we perpetuate that cycle,
Yeah.
and the drama goes back to that. And I think it also connects to your conversation about the mindset that religion gives us too. Like we normalize this abusive behavior. I can't remember which video I clicked on, but because I've been doing my research into all this drama, one of them popped up in my suggestions, and the women that were up there talking, they're like, that's just how black women are. That's how we are. We catty, we this, we that. I'm like, bitch, not me.
No, no, no,
What the
I'm not.
fuck? I
Yeah.
don't want to be like that. I don't want to teach
Mm-mm.
that to younger girls, younger
Right.
women. I don't want to teach that to my daughter. Like, I don't want to be like that with I feel like we should approach situations with, okay, whatever they're saying, that's their opinion, that's how they feel, and I'm going to take it with good intentions until they show me otherwise.
Period. And it's really that simple. Like I think in this space we overcomplicate something that should be just natural. I'm not gonna like, although I'm a woman, yeah, we're women and all that kind of stuff, but I have a brain. We need to stop letting that whole emotion thing like, and I think the dudes in this space, they kind of like they push that rhetoric so much so to the point like anything the woman says is out of emotion, and it's not true. Like there's a lot of us who have critical thinking skills who can we can debate something without putting too much like emotional emphasis on it. And a lot of the shit that's going on, man, we're really enforcing half of that shit, most of it. But we want
Yeah.
to blame it on white supremacy because it's easy. We should give white supremacy where the credit is due, yes, but at the same time, half of this shit, I don't want to. I'm not gonna sit here and say because I'm a black woman that I'm also catty, because I'm not. Yeah, I'll listen to the drama. Maybe I'll participate in it, but as far as to say that I'm catty, no.
Yeah, I felt like that was like a weird justification to just to have that type of behavior. Like, have I done some fucked up shit? Yeah. Have I been catty? Hell yeah. I used to be a
Yeah.
mean girl. I used to be the one in high school clowning people, roasting. So yeah, do I roast some people from time to time? Yeah, but now I'm to
Mhm.
the point where you're gonna get roasted if you deserve it. Like,
Period. Yeah.
I'm not I'm
It's
not
not gonna
just
be for
gonna
clout.
roast you because I'm bored or
Right.
or
Right.
because I want likes. I'm gonna roast you because you did some derelict ass shit,
Yeah, and I had to call you out on that.
and it's
Period.
not contributing to the betterment of society in general, black people, whatever. Like you said, there's no integrity. There, people are losing their humanity, and they don't know how to have healthy relationships, healthy disagreements, and they need fucking therapy.
Yeah, I agree. Like, and when we throw around that therapy word, people get angry. Like, we think that you're slick shading them. Like, nah. Like, I went through therapy. That shit does help.
Man, and some of them need medication too.
I ain't gonna lie. Some of them motherfucking medications be
No,
working too, man.
some people
Some,
do need that shit.
yeah.
Some people need,
Real
man,
talk.
I'll never forget my aunt on my father's side, the 7-day Adventist side.
Ooh, here we go.
Um I was actually trying to find some connections on my paternal side. And she was helping me out, even though my father, her brother, they had different dads.
Mm.
So she's riding through Ohio with me, and West Virginia, trying to help me find some shit. And she started having a panic attack, an anxiety attack. And she was like, hold up, let's stop and get me something to drink because I need to take a Power Ranger pill. Like she was really tripping out. And as somebody who has experienced anxiety and panic
Mm-hmm.
attacks,
Mm-hmm.
but I can speak to myself and tell myself that I'm okay, or do something, or exercise, or drink water, or whatever I need to do,
Right.
meditate, get grounded, hug my children,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Um, but she needed to take her medication, or ain't know, she might have been trying to jump out the car while we driving down the highway or
Ooh,
something.
yeah.
So some people need medication, but I really
Yeah.
feel like a lot of this stuff, it stems back to mental health, and the religion is tied into that because of what it does to your mind.
Right. I agree. I agree. And I was saying earlier that whole accountability part for 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 sure, the moment that I stopped believing in all that kind of stuff, I realized that half of the shit that happened to me in my life, that was merely because of just like a mentality that I was having, and what your mindset gravitate, it kind of like it dictates your actions and your thought processes in society. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you start checking one of the key components of what makes you who you are, and that's your spirituality, and especially if it's an oppressive spirituality, and you rid yourself from that, oh man, it was a revolutionary a moment for me. So when I tell this to other people, people think that dismantling and get rid of God made me feel like this secular freedom. And it's not even about that, because my version of God is not how people perceive it. I think limiting God to a sex and human, characteristics, it's you're bound to give this being, you're limiting this being. And I just felt like that is not my purpose as a human being, is to limit a being that created me. So, I never quite understood why people wanted to resonate themselves with a being that it's faulty, just like you are as a human. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just I don't know. There's a lot that goes into that.
Well, we could talk about that all day.
Not real talk though.
I mean, for the simple fact that, and I don't want nobody to think that like I'm like bashing their beliefs or anything. I actually still have multiple Bibles in my possession. I still use them. I love the book of Psalms and Proverbs.
Yes, yes.
Like, I keep one in my car for protection. Like
No,
it
I agree. No,
it's
that's
connected
facts.
to me through my ancestors. Like
Right,
I just question stuff. I look at stuff different ways.
right.
And that's another thing, another point about the drama. Like I'm I'm capable to be like, you know what? Let me think on that. Let me do some more research because
Mm-hmm.
you're making me think now about my point of view. But what's wrong with that? Are you less of a person? Does it make you look bad if you do that? If we're having a debate about something and you like mother, hell no.
I think it's because religion is a very touchy subject. You're basically talking about a concept that is responsible for the maintenance and the care of your soul. So you talk about that, you're basically talking about people's belief on what makes their soul pure on this planet. And then being an Adventist, knowing what we know and how we act in society, we act like our shit don't stink. We're like we're the actual chosen people. And then when you get rid of that mentality, it's weird. It's weird. And I guess I think it would have been easier for me to fall from Christianity if I was a Baptist or Episcopalian or whatever, because yeah, their doctrine is, it's older than Seventh-day Adventism, but the Adventists, they're hardcore. They take every scripture literally.
Yes.
So,
That's
oh my
why
God.
that's why I said like they're very legalistic. That's how my father was. Like this everything is black and white. There's no gray area. There's no room for question. And he was in the military.
Oh
So
my God. Mine too. Girl. Girl. Internet twin, bro. Real
man,
talk. No, but I think it's that military thing, that discipline, and then that religious background. Yeah, you're that's a recipe doomed for ooh wee.
it's
All
a
right, it's
recipe doomed for an oppressive mind.
no, for real. I'm pretty sure that if I had continued with that mindset, I don't know where I would be, to be honest. I would be some type of dictator or some shit.
I mean, I can honestly say like
Hey,
I
Hey,
think
Key, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, how you doing, Mother Earth? Hello, people in the chat box and B1.
What's up, B1?
That's good. I was putting up on you before my prior engagement. Somebody asked me like a few days ago to join their panel. Yeah, I'm just sitting here listening to you and in and out because like I was kind of cooking and cleaning up too also.
Oh yeah, I
Just
saw you in the
listen.
chat earlier. You were saying that. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, so we're just talking about the whole religious thing, and Mother Earth was just getting into what she was saying. What were you saying, sis?
Oh, Mother Earth.
Yeah. She was
Oh yeah, you could. Oh, was she
yeah.
talking? You can go ahead. I was just speaking.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we were just talking about how the religion, it enables a lot of oppressive behaviors, and it's kind of
Hmm.
like displaying in a lot of the drama that's happening right now on Black YouTube.
Yeah,
And I
that's
know a
true too.
lot. That's why I didn't want to really go live about it, because people get really antsy about religions talk. So I didn't want to necessarily bring it up like, okay, well, y'all, I can tell some of y'all are just acting in that particular mindset.
Yeah, man. Right. They gotta hear the truth, even if it hurt, even if it, whatever, even if they coming up out of religion. That's what's wrong with a lot of our people too. Like they just don't like hearing the truth. And like, don't get me wrong, I shift through a lot of things and bullshit too. And like I like to follow all types of stuff. Like I don't want people to think that I be acting funny because I listen to all type of pro-black people,
Yeah, me
certain
too.
femininity channels that is not anti-black. I even tried to build the the sisterhood bridge with certain people and other black women, but then it's like they start lying on pro-black people. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Like when
it's
they start lying.
yeah, they do too much. I think. See, here's another issue with this space. They don't
Mhm.
believe in range. They think that we're
Right,
all
like
the
it's different
same.
types of pro-black people. They
Yeah,
don't
there's different
understand.
types. Yeah, like for an example, like I consider myself. There's a range of to the pro blackness, so I
Me
do consider
too.
myself as an extremist. I consider myself as an extremist, but I know that you
Right.
can't really share those views online.
No, you do
So,
express yourself, and you can just block out all the trolls.
oh girl,
Each time that they make a page, block them. That's just what I do. Like I know people, some people and some of our people hate that I use both my pages, but if I just have to change my name up or on my other account, it's not to try to act like funny or troll, but you don't just want to be bothered with some people, and like sometimes I have random trolls if you try to like try to defend like your beliefs and certain content creators, they'll follow you around on YouTube and then start following your account.
yeah, it's
Like, yeah, like I'm not
like
saying like they
trolling shit.
always bother people, but then like I went in somebody chat and they was just playing music. It's like all these damn trolls, just like the trolls just love the music. They was coming left and right.
Yeah,
And she don't even
the
bother
troll is
nobody. I
annoying.
couldn't believe it. I'm like, and I was on my second page. And I'm like, they was just bothering her, coming in her chat, talking shit. It's like,
Yeah, they
I just
always do
don't get
that.
it though. Like, and I think they be mad because you cool with one person, or you don't want to be cool with them no more because of the stuff that they keep up, or they just don't want to calm down no more. It's like,
But
you had a free range to go where you like, but it's like, I don't want to be, talking about you and then be in your face. Like, I think, like that's kind of crazy too. But
yeah,
people can do what they want to do.
that was the problem in this space. That's
Mhm.
mainly the problem. It's like
Yeah.
you listening to somebody, but you also being in someone else's chat,
Mhm.
seemingly, being some type of op or some type of shit. So I'm like,
Right. Right. Like I can sometimes that's why I just listen in the clouds. Like, like I
yeah,
might do a little trollish to Manosphere and try to defend, my beliefs in some of us, but it's like I don't want, like I don't want to step on nobody's toes, trying to, cause some motherfuckers on here just crazy. Like like on Twitter, they used to kind of do something similar, but they're brutal too. But I want to say it's almost a tie. I haven't been on that like that on Twitter in a while, but I said I might be considering going back because they shut down 5 or 6 of my accounts.
oh
Like they don't
god,
like people's views. Like if you really got pro-black views,
yeah,
they'll like spin your account and get rid of them. Like it be popular people and the actors and stuff like that. If you address them, they'll get your account gone
yep,
too. Like
yep.
it's crazy.
Actually, I had my first Twitter account. It was it got deactivated because I came at Kanye West. I made a tweet about Kanye West, and an hour later, yes, your Twitter thing has been deactivated. I'm like, wait, what? Like, oh shit. But I was able to grow back my second channel because my first one I went down to like I think it was like 3,000 followers, and I got my
Oh
second channel up to like it's at 6,500 now. And so I'm
wow.
like, that took me about a year just to do. So
Oh okay.
now, conquering YouTube is different.
Hmm.
Twitter, you just, tweet, 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 and you just keep it pushing, and you might have a viral tweet every now and then. But on YouTube,
Hmm.
you got to do some scandalous shit just to get views. Like, look, I did one
Yeah.
live stream talking about woke progressive. Yo, there's
Girl,
so
you
much
might
shit that's
summons
going on
him.
with that motherfucker.
Yes. So
There's
I
still
blocked
some
him.
more
So
shit.
if I'm
He's
in
still
the
fucking
chat that he
trolling.
in, I can't even see him because I blocked him.
Oh
It's
my
like
god,
I have to do it though. Like and I even blocked like one other person. Like I can't, but like they just. I didn't
man.
realize how full of hate they was because I thought they used to be real cool like almost a year ago. But it's like
Oh no,
they
people
too old for
now.
that.
Everybody done turn a full 180 this whole year.
Yes. Or they be mad because somebody shelved their views or
Yep.
their favorite actor. Like I thought about think about the discussions we be having over at B1. And I'm like,
Oh
and I
yeah.
thought about it and it clicked. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out what problem do they have with other pro-blacks for them. And it's like, they didn't really personally do nothing to them. Like
It's
some
the
people just be
person. It's the
mad.
personality, man. It's really the personality. Like
Hmm.
I can see why they don't like Taz. I can see why they don't like him.
It's the intellect, like the
Yeah,
self-knowledge, the
you know
street
what?
smarts.
Here's the
Yeah.
issue, and I've noticed this.
Right.
They don't
And I
like a
don't even think
motherfucker
it's
with range.
always a personal problem, neither.
No, y'all,
I don't think so.
y'all know.
Mm-mm. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mother Earth. I'm
No,
sorry if I cut you off when I come
no,
up there.
it's all good. I was having some mic issues, anyways. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but Tabs posted a video last night, I think, and he was pretty much saying people they just want to be empowered. They don't want to be educated, and
Right.
Mm-hmm.
that's it right there.
Right.
Because I'm going to school for human development and family studies. I be
Mm-hmm.
trying to advocate for children and shit. I be
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell these people they don't have to hit their children to discipline them, to teach them. And
Mm-hmm.
I when I come with studies that
Mm-hmm.
show the effects of the corporal punishment, the spanking, the things that we normalize, that's cultural,
Mm-hmm.
all that, um,
Right.
they don't want to hear any of that. But if I say something like, you're still a good mom. I think I said something like a bad mom is a mom who doesn't look for ways to be a better mom or something like that. Girl, everybody loves that. But when
That
I say
is facts,
something
though.
about when I say something about
Like the good and bad of it.
like they don't
Yeah.
want to be educated, they just want to be empowered.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to feel
It's
good.
both. Yeah.
See, the issue with that understanding is that there is empowerment in being
Mm-hmm.
educated. Like
Yeah.
you can't empower yourself if you don't have that knowledge. Like, see, a lot of these dudes, they think that they can go from point A to point B without there's no transition. It's just here and then
Mm-hmm.
there. Kind of like, okay, like I don't want to say names, but like Obsidian. Wasn't it like last year he was coming at black women talking about eat a salad, eat a salad. Now he's talking about self-improvement. Now,
Right. You already know who he stole that from in
that's what I'm
black
saying. Like,
female effort fuckery.
and that's what I'm just like, I'm
He
confused.
is
Like,
a joke.
I understand that people do change, but that takes time. I'm sorry, but I think the reason why he did that complete 180 is because it pays to talk about that. He sees C Boogie
Mm-hmm.
doing very well, and
Right.
but C Boogie has a
But
good
he's
face
jacking
for the
his
brand.
style though, to me.
Yeah, he
He
has the
jacking
face for
his
the brand.
style.
He's
Right.
tall,
And
he's
other
good
people
looking, he's
mad too.
exactly.
Be-
That's it.
right.
That's
Wait,
it.
Yeah, and I even tried to read like a while back too. I even tried to understand the reason them, and I probably gained like a few things about computers and a few people that got a little sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of really like Information Man channel. I think
Yeah, he's
uh
good. I like him too.
the another channel too, like a young lady that I know African her too, superstar. But like it's just different people that I've like seen or not like met in person. Like I like some of their content that you
Mm-hmm.
gain. Cause I'm like, I don't believe a lot of them don't take a lot of that stuff seriously themselves. Cause a lot of them are just a lot of incels. Like you might like
Listen, I don't know. Listen, I understand trolling.
I
I
I
get it. But there's a difference between trolling and full out being a whole.
Yeah,
That's
like I troll them sometimes too in
no,
some
I
places, but like
love
not like trolling you like I damage you and look up your what's that called. I don't do that type of stuff.
no,
Plus I'm
listen.
broke. I would never do that anyway.
I love trolling. I be trolling kitten.
Oh yeah, true majestic.
I like to troll kitten heels sometimes, and so
oh
Yeah,
because
me too. I used to do
dang.
it.
listen, I think I'm silenced now, but when they be talking that shit about like telling people, "Oh, you'll never get married because you have children and blah
Yeah,
blah blah,"
education and
and
all kinds of
but
fucking.
no, he takes it further and he says, "What does a male lion do when he takes over a pride? He kills
Oh
the cubs.
yeah.
He kills the cubs." I'm like, what?
This nigga's advocating for killing children?
So this is what I
Right.
do. I be like, yeah, just Casey Anthony the baby, just kill the baby.
Casey Anthony. Oh, she sure did get off with that murder too. I was watching
because
Yeah,
some of
she
that
did.
too.
She
she did
wanted
get
to
away with that.
because she wanted to find a high value man
Right. Instead of
be
just giving the baby away or adopting or to another
out there
family
in
member.
them streets, and she was probably listening to some crazy ass dude like him talking
Mm-hmm.
about you ain't
Hmm.
gonna never live your life because you gotta stay with this child till they 18, blah blah blah.
Like some flowers in the attic type of shit. I don't know if y'all ever
Okay.
watched the original
Yep, yep, I remember
VCN.
that movie. You
See,
said,
like
they abusing these children, so I be
I know, yeah,
watching.
that's a fact. I know they probably are with this type of mindset that they have. I honestly see, like, I came into this space, because I understand that there's an issue, like the whole, child support conversation. I
Oh
get
my
it.
God.
No,
Why
I
they reach,
get it. I get
girl?
it. I understand.
Girl,
But
act like
goddamn, like, you
They don't
brought the
even
kid
have
into the
no money.
world.
Most of us don't even file it as black
These,
women or
these
are.
urban people.
motherfuckers talking about $400 child supports. Bitch, you don't even make like $8 an hour. What you mean you don't make $400 with your ass check? Stop
Girl,
lying. You doing
barely
too much.
17 to 20 in the Midwest. They just, ugh.
First of
Like
all,
it's annoying.
white
Right. We
people
didn't
can't
come up
afford
with it.
child
White
support.
people put that in place
Right. White people
when they
came up
get
with
divorced.
child support because they wasn't taking care of their kids.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And then it just so happened. we were actually the model family back then, and it just became.
Right.
And then, well, they had to make it look like we didn't have good family structure. So, hey, let's just put the black men in jail, or, put the crack in the black communities and all. So, like, there's a process to this, but they don't recognize that. All they see is that black women are benefiting. We need to hate on them and we need to attack them. And I'm just like, bruh, calm
I'm
down.
tired of that fucking old ass, tired ass argument from the 70s.
Right.
It's
Like they
gotten
just
really tired.
millionaires or making over 70 or 100 grand.
Exactly.
Yeah. You just
Because
gotta pay by the weight. It's just like unless you and your kid life, you got joint custody and you doing what you supposed to do. I'm not tripping on it. Like I might show you some leniency. I try to show leniency on,
try to.
some of our men the most, but it's like
I
at
try,
times
but
they don't show
it's too
leniency
much.
on us.
They don't. And I
Like
think
in person.
that's why I be watching C Boogie's, because C Boogie's like, he's really
Mhm.
exposing these niggas like hardcore.
Right. And some women be mad because he like to date all different type of women, but then he don't really
Well,
slander or dislike all black
see,
women.
that's the thing. Like his experience, considering
Mhm.
his experience, and he's not slandering black women, that tells me
Right.
that it's not fucking us as an issue.
Right.
It's just, it is a woman's issue. Like a lot of women do have this mentality. It doesn't matter if we're black. So it's like,
Right.
I've seen a lot of fucking white women treat black men bad, but them black men, they love that
Right.
shit.
But they still going off on us. Like, and I'm not saying we angels too, but like my new thing, my thing is drawn in my line is drawn in the sand. Unless they support me, they like supporting the community and black love or black women. Like I don't really care who people date, but you're not pro black if you date out. Like they love to argue and debate with me. Like you can help the community in advance and do way more than me. I won't never under acknowledge it, but no, like I tell a lot of them, but like
there's power in the bloodline. People always want to stay focused on the money. No, there's power in the bloodline, especially if you are teaching a sense of black empowerment in your bloodline. That's the greatest revolution that you can do.
Listen, I made a post. I said, I wish I would make babies with the descendants of the people who raped my foremothers. And they was like, what? Man, fuck all that.
It's really simple, but because they have so much so much vitriol for themselves and for the men in the community, they try to rationalize it. Now, I can sit here and say I understand the sentiments of these swirlers. I get it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that I like 100% agree. Like I'm one of those hopeful pro-blacks where I'm just like, look, I understand that some people are just not going to make it. Some people are just going to want to wash out their bloodline, but I'm going to stand firm in my beliefs. I love me. I love my melanin. I love my black men, despite, how society has portrayed them and how they've put themselves out in this light. But I know that there are a few out there.
Yeah, I love some. I'm dealing with the ones that love me. I'm not. My line is drawn in the sand. Like it might be a little gender warish. Like not to be mean. I'm not a feminist or womanist. I ain't really knocking everything that they. But like it's we always. It seems like we always wind up accepting or doing more at times. Like it is some men that outweigh us and do way more than me or us too. But it's like. Even in real life, like I even just had a conversation with somebody a little younger than me, and he was just so disrespectful. Like,
child,
I'm just unless they advocate for me and the women and the children. Otherwise, I can't. I'm sorry. Like it's something that's. I'm just like I'm saying. Like black women is very forgiving. It's like
very forgiving.
I'm like I'm at. I kind of see where other women be coming from too, and long as they not really disrespectful, it's a lot. It's like you kind of, it's like, but then they can't dispute the truth and how their actions are too. Because I really still think it's a small amount of people swirling. Maybe they gonna start in dubs, but I also kind of can't tell women who to date because if certain people are not making you happy. You can work on your relationship and build a community first and try to get therapy and change things. But if it don't work, either just be by yourself till you healthy enough to date whoever you want to date.
I agree.
they want to call us, mammies and stuff like that, but then they also want to allow different pro-black people, like, you try to
Mm-hmm.
do this, you try to do that. I'm like, well, JB don't speak for everybody, and the other guy, the old goose, the old goose, I can't even say it. The person that be selling Mason Ogun juice. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Who doing that?
Yes, I can't deal with them. I even tried to listen to some of they stuff back in the days or a while back, but I'm like, nah, I can't. They bash natural black women, and I'm like, I can't deal with that.
It is. There's a lot to that whole the hate thing that's going on. That's hate train. It's it's just something that I don't like to participate in it, but as a woman, I've been seeing it in my own life, like this whole red pill rage and the MAGTOW fuckery. They keep talking about, oh, it's just online. It's just online. Like, nah,
it might transition in real life too. Some of them.
Yep.
Oh, it already is. Like, the only reason they're able to have that type of content is because it's people that really think like that. Like, I don't have like a full, understanding of the exact definition of the red pill shit, but I can identify behavior. Like, we see it in real life. We see it on other social media platforms. We see it in movies and other media. Like, that's why I don't like it, and I feel like it's so dangerous, because there are literally thousands of people foaming at the mouths, like Malcolm X said.
Right.
Like, and that shit is weird. That shit is scary, bro. Like, and I like what Majestic said. Like, I'm not like I said, I go off, I use integrity. I say I got good intentions, so I'm gonna assume you have good intentions. And we can disagree, and you can tell me I fucked up just like I can tell you fucked up. So like I said, I don't know if Majestic is a he or she. I don't want to assume nobody's pronouns up in here.
Oh, child. Yeah, we don't need that kind of problems either.
Yeah, it's like you be wanting to support some stuff, or like you could shift through certain things they might make sense on, then the rest of it is just like, nah, you can't, like, even with some, black women's behavior too, like, but like they love to just, accountability. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and if women know they need to do this, or if they need to lose weight, let them do what they want to do. Like, and you don't have to be slim or look a certain way. For some, you may have to, but who cares about their superficial standards? It's about loving yourself internally, inside out.
Exactly.
They don't understand that.
I mean, there's a lot of the people here, they lack self-awareness. And so what they'll do is they'll project, they'll deflect. Oh, child, you already know, Mistress Deflection, Jessica, that's all she does. Because she knows that half of the things that we're saying is true. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of games that's being played, like, I'll be sitting here and, like, just like what Mother Earth was saying, like, I come in here with good intentions, I come here with a good heart, but at the same time, people don't have the same intentions, and so
they probably want you to have a hive mindset, like, and they swear you just against all other women because you don't think like them and do the same thing. Like, some people just need to be accepting, like, everybody's different. They love and like different things and gonna do different, like, and gonna follow different things.
It goes back to not knowing how to disagree.
Yes.
Not knowing.
Like, we agree to disagree, and that's fine. Like, a lot of people just don't know how to do that. And like, I met a cool couple people that I wind up liking. They might be Hebrew Israelites. I be hearing what they saying, but I probably won't follow most of it or half the stuff they talking about. Like, but if they just cool to vibe with, I'll have a conversation with them about sisterhood, women, me and their life and stuff like that. I don't think they be in no drama or whatever. The two or three that I know.
Cool, the Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, we don't be really talking about religion though.
Girl, they messy. They messy too, child. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, they can be. Cause one told me here, me off me. Yeah, like, this was from Twitter. I did. That was my
Oh,
first major threat. If one or two,
we.
like a physical. He was talking about he was gonna find me, track my phone.
Oh yeah,
Like
threats
we
on
was having
Twitter
an
ain't no joke
argument
though.
and writing certain things, but like that was my first major threat, like 5 years ago.
Man.
Yes, sir. I turned off my location and everything. I'm like, this cannot be real, and I'm not making it up. I swear, I think I still got the inbox.
Well, it
I
looks
don't
like
even know the man. He
Sam
lived
about
way
to go
across the
on.
other
She's about
side.
to go on later, and she's about to talk about what Kevin Samuels be talking about. Oh Lord.
Who?
Sinji.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, she about to go live about I think Kevin
Kitten
Samuels.
Hills.
Oh we.
Yeah, and
Ew.
the restaurant thing. She did a good breakdown on that. Like, yeah, and I say both sides was wrong on the restaurant part too, but the this just the way how they treat and talk to black women. Like, and they yelled at the whole restaurant. Like, I get
Right.
the one girl if you want to put out or threaten to call the police. Not saying you gonna do it, but that would have been fine. You know how you just escort somebody out and like come on down or high security and say, you just gonna have to leave.
Listen,
Well, I mean, yeah,
dude,
they
his name is Kevin too, right?
Yeah,
uh
Kevin
Kevin
Kelly too. Yep.
Samuels. Who? Kevin
And
who?
So
Kevin Samuels. He
I'm
that's
starting
another.
to I'm starting to see a pattern. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Girl.
but listen. I have never. I had when my father passed away when I was 6. My mom was already. They were divorced. She was already in a relationship, and she got married to my stepfather after.
Mhm.
So I've always had some male figures in my life, and I have never
Mhm.
seen a man get up and just like yell at the whole house or yell at the whatever. That was something my mama did. Come in fussing. Like, dude exhibited all kinds of, I hate to say it, bitch behavior. Like, what, why are you, first of all, why are you berating people like that in front of a group of people? Like, where is your
Um,
tact? Where's your tact?
the biggest
Mhm.
bitches I've seen is on YouTube.
You said you were doing something for black people where they can feel
Right.
comfortable or something like that. How is that making people feel comfortable? Like, nobody, I would feel uncomfortable seeing somebody else getting talked to like that.
Mhm.
There's a lot of shit that
Right.
goes on in this space. As we were saying before,
Right.
there's no integrity in the space. Anything goes. And if you do act with some actual integrity, you're perceived as bougie, stuck up, and they'll try to take you down by any means necessary. That's what we saw from the whole April Mules Day fiasco.
Right.
And that's
Or
why,
they mad because you don't have a problem with them on a certain level or you cool just cause. It's like
child, Rude
or
Dem still got that damn video up talking about, oh, I need to denounce Taz. Like, what? You remember that live
yeah.
when I was on Black Women's Fierce panel and David head ass Johnson came up there trying to confront him? No, he needs to go sit several places, like for real.
They over there falling apart though, cause it's like a whole new nother thing. I was watching something in the clouds, and they just
Yeah,
he
yeah,
over there falling out his camp, cause it was
yeah,
cracking me up though.
yeah. They're all of that. Their whole group, the whole clique over there, they're in shambles right now, for
I
real.
don't
Yeah,
even
different
know.
clip. Somebody else predicted that too though. I was like, hell, like it's just too much of it. It's like, who wanna go on y'all chats? Y'all are just a
Wait,
mess.
wait. Who's talking shit about you, Kevin?
No, he's saying because
Oh,
I said Kevin Samuels and Kevin Kelly are giving Kevin's a bad rap.
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that
that's another
Kevin name,
Kevin too.
man.
Y'all
Oh
been
my
on the
god.
rise.
Oh, child. Like even the Kevin in sales Labudo head ass, even his stupid ass, man.
His
Oh,
little ugly self. And why he keep putting that Becky on his picture? Like,
I
who
just
cares? But you're always on a black woman's panel or a class
always,
panel. Like, go to Becky. Why are you always in black spaces? Like,
child.
ugh.
And it's just it's too much. And then like what the
Right.
problem is? They'll do all of this, and then they'll be in your back chat. Hey, I like you, blah, blah, blah. Like, bruh, you are like a fucking middle schooler, pulling on my
Right.
pigtails, but telling me that you like me. You sound fucking
Hmm.
dumb.
And you know what? That I hate that myth too. Like, but wasn't that something they acting like bitches? Because isn't that something they said was girl behavior? That girls they'll be mean to the boys in school when they like them.
Mm-hmm.
They acting like hoes.
Yeah, they acting like those damn little boys in the damn high school. But God
Right.
forbid if
And
I say something, they're like, "Oh, see, you hate black men." No, you're just acting like a fucking child.
Mm.
right. Don't get me wrong, the men might yield sometimes an air blue moon in the household, or like my grandparents or my one of my other like stepdads or father figures, but it's just their behavior. Like, and I know sometimes we ain't no better.
Mhm.
They look IGS.
I,
Yeah.
I'm low key troll food for them. They love me. I
Yeah.
don't know why. Like I'm gonna take
You
a
know the
ugly
number one troll of this sector too.
listen.
JB, wait, BG. You ain't
Who?
gonna even say his name. I might summons him. You know the number one male troll in this sector.
Who?
You made a video about him.
Oh Lord, have mercy. I know
He,
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
yes, he outranks. He might outrank
yeah,
David Johnson. He
yeah. He
might be a
does.
tag.
Yeah, he does. He's like
The
in the
troll of the
last
whole sector, all over YouTube.
in
Period.
the last week, I saw him on at least 5 different panels all over the YouTube sector.
No way. That's a lot. Not two.
He he went on. Okay, so he went on Jazzy G's a couple of days ago. He
Mm-hmm.
went on then ZX channel. Then
Oh
he
God.
goes on Chucky's channel. He goes on Ply Divas. Remember when he called into Cynthia G's a couple of weeks ago? Like
Yeah.
this
Him and what's his name? Rue.
Rue called.
Yes.
That was hilarious. I was like, she was like, okay, she's like 713 caller, and he started talking. I'm like, this nigga rude.
Yep. We was all in the chat like
Yo,
this.
I was driving and I just stop. That's rude in bold letters. I'm like, that's him. I was
Right.
like, bruh.
Yeah, Rue love the ladies though.
It's, I mean, like he tried to come at me one time. He's trying to like get me into his camp, but I'm just like, well, first of all,
Right.
those ladies in your camp were XB1. I don't think they'll like me too much. And then
Right. Like
also
I
him,
tried to read like some a while back when we was able to deal with him, but I'm like, nah, man, why you just he just makes
uh,
spin-off videos and sectors.
listen, I'm not gonna lie though. I be heavy in his clouds because
Yeah,
his
it's been funny
conspiracies.
lately though.
Yeah, he be doing some. He took a major L on that bet though with that whole Deity and Jessica fiasco. That shit
Right.
was
I don't know though.
hilarious.
They went back though and they still trying to say it's
Yeah,
deity.
I still believe
Cause
it. Yeah,
I
like
know Jessica X is a fake though. I know that for a fact though. I'm like, until I see your face, I'm not saying like I'm hunting you down. I wouldn't believe who she is.
but for real
But
though, I'm gonna put on my little rude damn hat on. I think
mhm.
Deity and Jessica X do know each other on the low way before this whole shit popped off.
Right.
Because if like for someone didn't Deity say that now she pregnant by a white man's baby?
Yeah, I heard that too. Cause I never seen how she look, and they say it's only one person that know. The D man, with the
Child,
with the conscious clientele.
oh Lord, yeah. Listen, Rude Dem's logic makes no sense. I be sitting there in the clouds like, huh, the whole time, like, huh?
Right. Air
That
blue
shit
moon,
don't
it
make
might
no fucking
maybe
sense
a
what you
tap percent.
said. But no, but I be listening because he's funny, and like
Hmm.
I live in Houston, so I know his type, and like
Oh, really? I don't
he
know how they get in there.
listen,
I've been
listen.
to Houston twice.
The
Or
fast
Texas.
talking and the whole, that listen, all that shit, that's a Houston shit. Like that's why
Country.
when I first knew about him, he did not
Hmm.
have to tell me where he was from. I said I know he's either from Houston, in Houston, or whatever that has to deal with Houston, because the way he be rolling and like the drama, oh my god,
Hmm.
like he be just like. Yeah, he's funny without even trying. I be listening because it's just hilarious. But he has like 7 accounts, so
Yeah.
like, and I can't really be following because I don't subscribe to any of his channels, and I don't.
Right. You just probably got to go click on and listen.
I'm
That's what
telling
I
you,
do. I can't
I
mute.
know for a fact that if I
Right.
subscribe to any of his channels, that
Mhm.
motherfucker is going to like have me. He's gonna probably email links and want me to come on his channel. Like, bruh, you need to chill
He
out.
might
No, I want to support black channels because I support some of the manosphere. You know what I'm saying? I don't support all of them, but
Right.
I subscribe to some of them just to give them a subscription. And when they go live, I'll like it, but I won't necessarily listen to their shit.
Right.
But
Yeah, it depends. Only a few of them. I really can't support too many of them. Like, cause it's just like they like you be trying to. I'm like, nah, I'm straight on that. Call me whatever you
yeah.
want.
Some of them do a little bit too much.
Right, like
but
I like Information Man,
I
and I think
do.
the Rise of Thomas.
Was he on that manosphere list? I don't remember.
I don't know. He might have been though, like a Garage Autonomous or something. I think he okay. I haven't heard a lot of his.
Mm.
Yeah, because I kind of used to like some of O'Shea panels. We used to have different type of people, or say like pro-black people, finance people, and different topics. You know, like they have us come over there.
I haven't
Yeah,
been
like
watching a lot of O'Shea stuff because O'Shea.
oh no, this was a while back though. I haven't, and I think
okay.
he kind of distanced himself and made a whole
Yeah,
new
he did.
page or
Yeah,
section.
he did. Yeah, he's
Two or
like, I
three
don't
other
fuck with none of
pages.
you niggas no more.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
did
in
a
the
live a couple
manosphere, but
months
he
ago.
just yeah, just like Tommy guy. He it's like he the godfather of it, and it's like
No,
and they
Tommy
jealous
is
of
the
Gabrielle
godfather of
Sutter, babe.
down.
Yeah. I'm like, why is y'all tripping on Gabby Sutter, babe? She lost her weight. She probably gonna lose some more. Leave her alone with her little plain Jane white boy or whatever. She ain't out here disrespecting black culture, I don't think, or black people. You know, her Kiki Palm. I'm like, just let them go on, you know. You know, I truly do let a lot of black men go on that don't want to be bothered. I just say, you know, go ahead, move on. You don't got to come back, or if you want to contribute, that's cool. But
right,
it is what it is. I don't have no vitriol.
What were you saying, Over Earth?
Well, I was just thinking that's a good point that you bring up about Gabby, because first of all, y'all didn't even like her.
Right, didn't want to.
Y'all didn't even call her by her actual name that her mother gave her.
Exactly.
So why are you even worried about it? The same way we wasn't worried about Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. Is that how you say her name?
Right.
The same way we wasn't worried
basic
about
baby daddy with money.
Okay, he don't even take care of his children. Another one crying about child support. But
I think he usually do take care of him, but I think he trying to stiff on it. I don't know if y'all remember, he tried to go back to the baby mama and sleep with her. She like a real pretty black woman. I don't think she's mixed, but she didn't want to marry him.
He was being funny with the money, she said, something like that.
Who?
Jeezy's ex-fiance. He got 2 kids. I didn't even know that till like last year. He got 2 additional little kids.
I thought he just had his son.
Nope, the older son might be 21 or 22 now, something like that. But I know he got 2 little
counting
kids.
these niggas' kids because they be having so many damn kids. I can't even keep counting.
Right. Oh no, it was like in the media, so I had Googled it and I didn't know. Like she was some kind of, I don't know if she was like a model or something. I don't know, but like that's what I be talking about. Like you could have just married your black baby mama and just not have to worry about no child support or get counseling.
Marry all 3 of them. Shit.
And Jenny, why can't tell us about our black femininity? Like, I know we might have to work on some things and with our issues and with ourselves, but some of us, not all of us, but it's like they act like we got to be accustomed to white femininity. Like, no, we not, because we got our own set of issues, you know, as black people and black women, you know.
Yeah, I'm not no damn white woman, so I can't relate.
Right, I'm gonna cuss and do stuff and say ratchet things.
Yeah,
but I also know it's a time and a place.
That's why I always say I love my ghetto queens. I love everybody because I want to reach all people. Like it takes a village, and like Majestic said, if you have that integrity, if you have you have humanity, and we can network, like you said, Aji. But what I was saying about what you were saying when you brought up Gabby is that's one thing that fucking makes my ass itch about these dudes when they just day
Oh,
after day, they get up here and they're talking about what
The
women
same
need to
rhetoric.
change. Like you said, eating salads or talking
Right.
voice like this because this is feminine. Because my black woman voice is not right. Because
right.
everything
Mm-hmm.
about my black femininity is not like you said. It's
Somehow
the white
threatening or some
Right.
femininity.
shit.
Y'all
Right.
are talking about all these talking points about women, but I do not see, and point me in the direction if y'all have seen it. I have not seen these men as a collective, besides
Mm-hmm.
uh, talking about building, talking about starting schools, talking about building communities, housing developments, banks,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. Uh, co-op schools for to educate black children because we know how the education is set up against these black
Mm-hmm.
children.
Right.
So I don't hear
And preaching the truth about it. Right.
I don't hear any of those talking points.
So
When are we getting together? We're doing a rally for this. The,
Right. Or a coat drive.
my
right.
father went to the Million Man March. I don't see none of y'all niggas getting together doing nothing.
Not
Right.
even remotely
They had a
close.
bootleg version like a couple of months ago.
A bootleg version.
Oh, bootleg.
Y'all
Keyword.
And
can
then
come
Trump
to
and them had they million Trump march.
y'all can come. They ain't y'all marching for Trump. That's what y'all got
That
to
was so funny. I said that's how we need black people and folks like that to be like that with our people. You know how they show their dedication and how they ride for Trump. I'm like, we need to have that again.
okay.
They was riding for Trump. I'm like, damn, only we can get on the same page with everybody.
We
Whether
just
you
need to.
black culturally, because I date black men no matter what
Yeah,
place
me
or
too.
culture they from. Long as they black, and if it's a technicality, because I've dated somebody before, like almost maybe 9 or 10 years ago. They had a black mother, but they didn't put non-black women above black women, natural black women. And I don't think he liked Becky's anyway. But he had
Okay.
an open understanding about blackness. He wasn't pro-black though, but he like really loved black women or somewhat worship them. He might have had like black biracial women, but like he didn't have a hate for his black side.
Yeah, there's a mentality that's behind it. And I think, I
Right.
have no issue with myself dating a mixed person as long
Mhm.
as his mentality is not against blackness. Like, I can't
Right.
tell him to denounce his white side because it's a part of who he is.
Right.
But what I can say is, like, as long as his mentality is not about, like, well, yeah, I'm black, but I'm also, like, I don't like that
He
type of,
always
like, I'm
putting the
also
whiteness
white
in
thing.
front of
Like,
it.
nah, like, if you're mixed, I already kind of know that you have a white side of you, but what I want to see from you is some type of reverence and, for your blackness and
Mm-hmm.
understanding that in society, yeah, you have a white parent, but you're not considered a black person.
Right.
So,
I
yeah,
mean,
you are
Right.
black.
I like the way Sim break it down. It's like
She does. She does a
I
very good
don't
job.
know if say like for example, if Meghan Markle dated black men or dark skinned men or like really contribute to the black community, and say like if she was trying to be pro black, I don't know if that would be a technicality like on that. I don't know. It's like she only wanted to jump on the train when her blackness was being attacked, her black side. It's
Yeah.
like, but otherwise, I be telling people like I don't think she really claiming like that. She had to lead a monarchy because of that, or whatever you want to call it, the
But yeah,
palace because
that
they was being
mentality
biased.
aspect, that's where, it
Mhm.
comes into play. Because think about it. If Meghan Markle
Right,
was to
they only want to
marry,
be black when it's convenient. And The Rock,
right,
I used to like him, and like to a certain like extent some years ago, but it's like you only want to be black when it's convenient for you. It's
yeah,
like
that
the
is a
fuck,
problem. That
yeah,
that is a
like
problem for me.
be
Yeah,
black or nothing at all. Like I get
right.
your other side, but if you just want to stay poison man, then go on.
Nah, real talk though. And it's like, even like, okay, so like we have this conversation about like some of the black men, they only like mixed women. Here here's
Hmm.
here's here's how I think of that situation. Rather
Hmm.
than think of the situation as that black man is getting with a mixed woman, think about it about this
Hmm.
way. That mixed woman could have easily picked a white spouse. She didn't have to really get with a black person. Because
Hmm.
knowing, we have this assumption, right? When we
Hmm.
start to like analyze the mixed person's mentality, I've noticed, and I'm pretty sure Sin is probably going to talk about it on her channel one day, how
Hmm.
like a lot of mixed people who have black mothers don't
Mhm.
hate their blackness as much as the one who have white mothers. And it's obvious, you know, the
Right.
whole the
Or they
nurturing aspect.
confused. Right.
Right,
Cause certain
exactly.
was like, I don't have a problem with some of them. They cool,
Yeah.
but you know, like
It's the mentality and how they were raised. That's what makes them who they are. And so I can't really,
right,
you know, if I see a black man and he ends up, like for an example, Michi X, I respect
mhm,
her because she
right,
has a
me too.
mindset in which she understands that yes, she's mixed. She's not going to denounce her father because if her father didn't exist, she wouldn't be here. So I understand she
Right.
accepts that.
Oh, she had a breakdown on there, like 2 videos. So it's like she
Really?
was just raised with nothing but blackness. Yeah.
Oh
Like it's
damn.
cause he was like somewhat racist and like girl, like he was like that
Yeah, I remember.
mindset
Yeah, she
that
was saying her
Cynthia
story
G was
about her
breaking
dad.
down.
Yeah, she was saying
Yeah.
a story about her dad being racist to her. So it's like
Yeah.
different. Getting
Hmm.
getting that racial hatred from your
That's
mom is
why I tell
different
people
than your
they
father.
still can be racist even if they married to you.
Yeah.
Even that damn JB Gunner, he's supposed to have a black wife.
Oh wait,
I'm
hold
not sure,
on.
but he's
Wait,
still
wait, wait, wait,
racist
wait,
as
wait,
hell.
wait. JB Gunner, is that dude? Is he actually white?
Or he look Latino or Mexican. I'm not sure. He just
Because
got white features and
he
stuff.
looks racially ambiguous to me. Because I've seen him
Right.
and I'm like, okay,
Not
that
black
doesn't
though.
necessarily look like a white man, but he doesn't look. He's not a black man either.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know
some kind
what.
of Latino or something. I don't know. I know he got teardrops. I just like because I seen him through RBR channel and he told
That man's
Charles
another
something real crazy.
Lord.
That's why I
RBR is
couldn't. I'm
another
like,
thing.
because I'm like, I would have wanted to have a face off, but I heard about what he liked to do.
Child.
They like to really, really, really dox in this sector. I'm like, nah.
They
I thought about it because
do.
I, hmm,
That's all they do is they dox over here.
right.
Like that's why
Hmm.
I stopped being very verbal in people's chat because I'm like, okay,
Wow.
look, y'all already see my
Right.
picture and stuff like that. I'm not a troll, so y'all
Hmm.
can prey on me. So I'm just like, bro, I would rather not
Right.
take shit.
Yeah,
I would rather take
I
shit.
don't really do that neither. Like we could crack jokes and talk a little shit, but like I ain't finna like. I'm like I don't have the time. Like I get it if somebody's attacking you and you have to like defend yourself, but nah, yeah, that's crazy though. You know, like if they just attack your talking points and the little stuff they just know about you, but like nah, not like telling what somebody live at and stay at. Nah, that's like that's
Bro,
off limits.
there's
Kids and
just
stuff.
there's just certain things that I refuse to share on here. Like
Yeah.
I would never share it. But you know how motherfuckers be. Like they like to corner you and ask you certain questions, and then you end up.
Mhm.
I have a thing where I don't like lying. I would rather not say anything at all, but I'm not going to say shit.
Right.
But
Yeah, and to each their own though, it's just that's it's just too much. Like I mean I do like I'm not saying like I don't listen or watch someone, but like I ain't finna be like, like trying to keep it going. Like or
mm-mm.
nah, I don't do that. I ain't finna do all that.
No,
That's
no, no. No,
you might be
listen,
right about YouTube and Twitter. Like I'm gonna
listen.
go reassess it again. You might be right.
The,
YouTube,
the mess here on YouTube is very
Facebook a
entertaining.
little bit too, but not
Oh,
like
Facebook is wild. Facebook is wild. I had to leave Facebook. Facebook was too wild, and I had family on there, so them motherfuckers are messy too. So I was
wait,
like, no, I'm
Facebook.
good. I'm good,
I'm
man.
trying to figure out do Facebook top YouTube. I don't really think though.
No, I don't. Oh man, I don't know. Like I remember because I started following what's her name. I started following China Fox when she was on Facebook. When her viral video was out, I was there
Hmm.
live. So I
Oh,
remember
okay.
watching that video and it went viral. I think she had like 30,000 views on that shit. And at that day. And I think it went up to like a couple 100,000. But like
Right.
even then, like the drama there was interesting. Like there was a lot of
Yeah.
swirling drama too, but over
Yeah.
here, my God.
They was
So yeah,
like, I think they was messing with her too. She was saying that.
oh no,
Cause
she
I
was.
can't remember if I started following her a few years ago from that. I can't
Yeah, they
remember.
keep calling her white girl because she's light skinned with light eyes.
Yeah, both of her parents are black, and I think
Yeah,
all
they're
her
just light skinned.
generational grandparents are black. Yeah, like
Yes.
that's how like my sisters like that and my father too.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
light
like
skinned
they
too?
they love to say that about them too, and I'm like, nah, we're black.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
Right.
no.
Even my tone,
Uh-huh.
it kind of go back and forth, but like I know, like I'm still like a lighter brown. You know, I don't take like no pride in that, but I, you know, like I've been getting that weird skin tones or they views, but then like they just started saying that like I don't even really want to marry somebody dark skin. Like I don't even know where they came from. I don't even like have too many colorist conversations with them. I just told them like I'm aware that people do that to them, and I try to empathize and sympathize. But like they just started like they kept throwing that up in my face, and I couldn't date them anymore
Yeah,
because of
there's
that. It's like I have a problem with that. Like when you, and it's not about being insecure or superior
right.
because somebody else is light or dark. It's just like you get tired of them saying that or hearing that. It's like, are
Hmm.
you serious? Like I get that point too, but it's like, you know, we going through the same stuff and struggles as black women and people. But I started to think I had a feeling. I don't know if he followed some kind of red pill logic, but he was trying to say he wasn't though. He
Who?
like them talking points. I'm like, I can't believe it. I'm like, I went to school with this motherfucker for like 20 years.
Who again?
He just
Who you
started
talking about?
talking like that. Hmm.
Who you were talking about? I'm sorry.
A guy that I went to school with, I tried to
Oh,
like
okay.
date or talk to him, and I'm like, I don't even know where it come from because I don't think he be on YouTube. Yeah, it's just like I couldn't deal with him no more. I just ghost him. I ain't even tell him it was over.
That colorism shit gets old.
Yeah,
I don't,
and
and
I checked him real good, and I like every now and then we might speak to each other or have a brief conversation if we see each other. But I told him I was like, I'm never gonna you're not gonna overlook or put those transparency or transference views on me. You're not gonna make me feel bad. Cause I'm like, if you don't like lighter toned or lighter skinned people, don't fucking talk to them then.
exactly. It's really
You
that
know?
simple. There's no need for you to be hating on him and stuff like that.
Right.
Like I could never. I mean, I have a preference for dark skinned men, but I don't
Yeah.
mind a light. I don't mind a light skinned brother.
Right. I usually talk to all tones, but they since they give me a lot of hell, I might just fall back on them.
I
I'm sorry.
had a few, like, actually one of, my greater experiences was with lighter skinned men, but I don't think that
Me
was
too.
because they were light skinned, but that's just my experience. But I've
Hmm.
always loved dark skinned men. All my uncles are beautiful dark skinned men, so that's what I was accustomed to. But
Right. And I'm cool with a few dark skinned men. I probably had one or two or so, but it's like level headed types. And like I
yeah,
have really cool dark skinned friends, and I'm not, like I will never take away none of their experiences. Like I don't really want to say who's right or wrong, but like I guess some people can't do an overkill of it.
yeah, it's
Like
just
the
an
breakdown.
experience. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
experience, and everybody
Right. I'm
experiences
scared to
different.
like I don't want to invalidate somebody else's experience because it's
No,
something
you're
that
right. No,
I
you're good.
probably didn't go through certain things, and I don't want to say that, like to undermine them. Like, and I don't think, like I don't want to say who's wrong or who's right. Like I don't want to say
Exactly,
like your
exactly.
answer's wrong and what I think is right.
Yeah,
It seems
I
like
try to
that's a
be.
lot in this space.
I try to be understanding. So that's why,
Basically.
I can go in on the swirlers, but I understand their sentiments.
Yeah, and it's
It's
like
just
the
like,
more
yeah,
millennial ones, and it's the older women that carrying on. But then it's the certain ones that do that. I mean, they try to act like they never did nothing wrong in the space. It's like because I
exactly.
thought it was from one experience, like they was just so they was trying to do this and that, but then it's like now everybody's not into swirling. Like I tell them, I'm like it's all different types of black people and black men around the globe. Whether you want to
Exactly.
go to Fiji, Africa, Brazil, and date. And
Exactly.
ain't nobody gonna tell me about my experiences dating, African men abroad. Like I'm not saying everybody's cool and that's the ones I've met, the friendships and the people that I was actually in long-term relationships with. They had the ideal amount of marriage versus certain ones in America. You have to like keep arguing and fighting with them. I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. Like, I'm not trying to shade all American men here. It's just like they don't it's just starting to be too much. Like the circle jerk comment, like the conversations and stuff. And even in real life, it's like I'm tired of that. Like, cause I usually just stay at peace and by myself, but I just don't want to have no more arguments of like it's just too much. Like we can work on building each other or up or the community and do stuff for the kids, but as far as that, I'm probably gonna date somebody probably from the despair. You know, I don't gotta throw it up in their face, but I just don't. We don't
Yeah.
have the same mindset or goal because I don't have any children either, and I never had any. But I do want one because I'm getting older. I'm already at the breaking point, but I'm getting older.
Yeah,
You know, I
most
might have
likely
to.
I'll end up dating or marrying a Jamaican man like myself. Not
I
necessarily
had a fan
an
Jamaican man,
American
but we used
army.
to argue all day long, and he
Yeah,
was
they're
masculine.
argumentative. Yeah,
Yes, we used
they're
to just argue about the
they're
silliest
aggressive.
stuff.
They're very aggressive. You just gotta
Stern,
know.
they like real
You just
stern.
gotta know how to. It's a culture. You just gotta know how
Yeah.
to interact with them. Like
Mhm.
for me, a lot of my issues with Jamaican men was not the same issues a lot of Black American women have with them. So
Mhm.
it's like when you once you know the culture, it's kind of easy for you to understand the mentality behind it, and you just act
Mhm.
accordingly. But like
Right.
yeah, Jamaican men are womanizers. But you know,
Really?
my dad used to be a womanizer, but my dad's a you know a devout family man now. So
Well, he had calmed down. That's what's
when you
up.
catch the right one, and a lot of them they do have a very deep family mentality. So
Mhm.
they like to whore around when they're
Right. And
not
it's not
married.
right. It's not about being rich or poor. I just say, long as they got enough to be stable or want to see the same goals as you.
Oh yeah, a
You
lot
know,
of
like
Jamaican men
it's not
are
always that. That's fine if they do have it, but then it's like I feel like if I have a certain amount of money or we do, I will probably get back or help out as much as I can. You know,
no,
then
no,
people want
no.
to go there about the capitalist. I'm like, I get that too, but then I don't want to. I'm not doing that 50-50 thing. I don't care how much
Yeah,
everybody chop that up and
I'm good with
no,
that.
no thanks. Like
No,
I'm
no,
like
no.
I love us to a point, but no. It's like they think, and then the newer generation think you supposed to just hold their hand on certain stuff, the certain people or me, and I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing that.
No, that's fast
We
though.
too empathetic, and we already accept enough bullshit. No thanks.
We're really
Call
behind.
me whatever you want to, because I'm like, you have to have gold to dig or something to dig. And that's one thing about my other ex from Libya. He didn't ever trip about that. He was just, even if he didn't have it like that, he worked 2 or 3 jobs and was getting his doctorate because he's a pharmacist. And you know, like he didn't care about me taking his car to go buy whatever. You know,
I
he
need me
wasn't
a
tripping
reason.
off that. You know, like I understand if you got a budget and stuff like that too, but he didn't care.
I
You know,
don't
like I
get
didn't
it. Like
disrespect him though.
I don't get it. I've seen a lot of like these ungrateful assholes get like simps that be cash apping them money and all types of shit, and
That's
I'm
what
like, I'm
I know.
sitting
I'm
here
gonna change
promoting
all my
black
pictures.
empowerment and all kinds of shit, and these niggas not doing shit.
Right.
I'm like,
They
so I
don't
gotta
want
throw
not. They
my
don't
ass in a
want smart
circle.
women.
I'm like,
It's
God
only
damn,
a
I gotta throw
handful
my
of them.
ass
They
in a
don't
whole
like smart
circle.
women.
I hate that. Yeah, I've noticed that. And actually, I was gonna
Right.
do a response live. I was gonna do a response live on C Boogie's last live stream about nerdy women and that hoes are winning. I'm about to go live
Yeah.
tonight. I might go live again tonight, later on tonight
Yeah. You
on my
should.
main channel.
I'm trying to do a Jessica X. I'm gonna pull my other avatar.
And I
Girl.
already asked C Boogie. I asked C Boogie for permission to use his content, and he said sure. So shit, I must go
Yeah.
all in. Because
Yeah.
I've asked him on Instagram, I'm like, hey, how do you feel about the whole geeky woman thing? And I asked him this a couple months ago. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
the conversation has been circulating so much so that now he's addressing it. And to
Right.
hear
They just
him
like toxic.
entitle that fucking video, "Hoes Be
Right.
Winning,"
I ain't mad at most of them, but it's just like they
they not
always say they want
listen.
one thing and want another one. Cause I thought about
Nah,
the $100, $90 lady. That was so funny.
nope,
She
nope,
wasn't
nerdy
playing
girls
no
are
games.
it. Nope, nope. I'm about to change all that. It's about to be nerdy girl
Yeah.
season. Period. We not.
Mhm.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna be hating on a hoe's hustle, but damn,
Right.
like, find a
You
hoe
gotta
that
put
can
on your soft
educate
voice.
your ass. Find a hoe that can educate your ass, and not just throw their ass in the fucking
Keep
sun.
your 2 or 3 channels and then have one. Cause I know I'm doing something similar like my it's a like different type of content though. It's something totally different away from what
Mm-hmm.
we do. But it's like, yeah, I said I'm gonna put on my soft voice and everything and my Brazilian weave.
Okay, like real talk. I think that's why I have a couple channels too, because on
They
my
need to
other
have channels on there.
one, I'm hella serious and
Hey,
shit.
that's
But
funny. We should. I've been thinking about doing that shit too, like just hopping on and being like, yeah. So today, here we are
Right.
on the
Femininity.
5th day of 2020 of
nah,
our Lord and Savior.
Yes, talk about religion and
yeah, I ain't
tell
like
them,
that.
pick me.
Oh man,
You gotta
that's
say,
what
pick me.
thought about it. I thought about, going on camming up with my nice little motherfucking Malaysian, and
Right.
no glasses, my contacts, lashes on, all kinds of shit, my teeth
Right.
out, and then I was just like,
Put your
no,
cash app up there and go up on
I
Sick
just sit
Boogie
there
Pedal.
and just sit
For
there and
real.
shit and see how that. I'm pretty sure I'll get an audience, but that's the thing though.
Right.
Like I didn't want to do that because I know niggas will come here, but I want you to come and listen to
Right.
my content. Like
Right.
folk,
You know who gonna take you over the top? The look, old man.
oh
one
Lord.
look, 1 or 2 guest spots. You gonna have like 2,000, 3,000.
Y'all,
Let me stop.
listen. I had a no earlier this year, or I think it was like later last year. I had an interaction with him. I think it was on Ren's channel or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I had like a couple back and forth with him, and like after that whole live stream, I got like 10 followers from his camp that follow my fucking
Really?
channel. So I'm just like, okay, damn, like, because I guess what these dudes be doing is they'll test you, and if you like have like a little spice or a little spunk, they'll follow you. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Bullets God, he follows my shit, and I think he follows his account as well because he responded to one of my videos about him,
Right.
and
That was
I'm
funny.
telling
That
you,
like demon like video and voice for your like
listen.
possessive voice. That was so funny.
Listen, these men are problematic as fuck, and that's why they
Yeah.
think that if I'm nice to them, that I'm trying to get with them. Like, no, I'm just genuinely a
Mm-hmm.
very nice person, and
Mm-hmm.
if you have good content, and look, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. See, Boogie's fine as hell, but I ain't checking for that nigga.
Right. Yeah, he
Like,
cool. He got some sense. Yeah.
and then these motherfuckers and these hateful assholes be thinking that we're chat box twerking because I got a wrench. Like, no,
Right.
I'm just polite.
Or you begging for them? I'm like, ain't
I'm like,
nobody. How
ain't
about we could
nobody
just
begging for
naturally like
nobody's
somebody
attention.
vibe?
Like
Like we
nobody's
ain't trying
begging for these
to.
niggas' attention, especially not me. Like
Right.
I already know
Some of us
myself.
get men in real life.
Listen, me, like I'm telling you, like the person the woman that they think I am is some type of like weird nymph or some whatever. And I'm like, bruh, I'm a nobody. I'm really
Right.
just a nerdy, geeky girl, and I just love black people. So
Right.
I
I
have
guess they
range in
have a
that.
problem with that you supporting other black men that
They have
might
a they
might
have a
date different or
they have an
anything pro
issue.
black, right?
They have an
And it's the
issue
good
that
with the bad with it too, and
they have an issue with me or women like me because we are
they
balanced
keep
in
calling different
multiple
people
different
mammies. I'm
facets.
like, do you know the definition? I had to
No, they
correct
don't
a
know what
lot of them
mammy
too in
means.
Squirrels. That's the problem I have with them. I'm like, cause I had to tell a couple of them, do you know the correct definition of that in
No,
reverse?
they don't know what mammy means at all.
Cause I didn't
Just
get
like
into it with them and a lot of little sidebar manosphere guys too. Some of them just like to argue. I used to do that from time to time. Like on their chat box. Like in their chat box, or just to mess with them, just to fuck. But like sometimes it do be the truth though, cause I have been in custom out over 2 years ago.
oh child,
It's a
I
lot of
just
them
tell
like
them
just in the
I
little.
just
Yeah, I
tell
had
them
an
the truth.
interaction with him several times. Cause
Oh
he's like, "Why
child,
are you here?" I'm like, "I'm not on your page. I'm on the person page. I kind of like some of the certain content that they do." I'm like, I don't support you, dude. Like he kept, chat box twerking.
exactly.
But it was about a subject. It was something that I didn't hear, that I didn't see on Facebook. I probably was locked out of Facebook or something like that.
They
They love holding our feet to the fire.
they
That's why
do.
I'm like, get out of here.
That's why I don't really be in their spaces like that anymore.
Yeah, rarely ever.
But the
It probably
problem
be
is,
somebody a spin off of it, but like, and sometimes it is like one space I go to. I said I'm gonna hold my thing over there just in case if all us want to come over there.
I mean,
That's the talk
I be in
shit
the
though, like
crowds.
not.
I just be in the crowds. I don't really interact in the
Yeah,
chat like that. No,
yeah.
They
It's
don't
somewhat like
damn
a
ass
woman
about it.
page though, too though. It's
Mm-hmm.
really like somewhat of a woman page, to a certain extent. But like, I'm not kissing. I'm not gonna kiss nobody. they ass and not like that.
Hell no.
That's for shits and gigs. But like, yeah, I fully support like just trying to do stuff for our community and
Yeah, I'm really for that shit. So it's like when you see a lot of
femininity and leveling up. But like,
dereliction and
I'm
stuff.
not holding nobody they hands like that no more.
No,
Like I kind of
no.
feel with different like my experiences and feel kind of like what saying and other folks. It's like, no, that's like Black women, we like super loyal to a fault. And I'm like, my sand, my line is drawn in the sand again. It's like, no, let's just I rock with people that just rock with me, I guess. That's
I
it.
mean, doesn't it go back to religion? Like we treat our Black men just like we treat Jesus. We waiting on the nigga to come back and show up.
Okay.
Exactly. Say it again.
Facts. That's not the facts.
Just wait on the Lord.
Just wait on them to come back and get it together and all types of shit. Not save yourself.
Like Gladys Knight song. He said he's coming back.
If we
the midnight train to Georgia.
If we tarry and pray, if we tarry and pray and wait on the Lord.
It's trifling. I realize now that I've been in this space for the last 2 years, my conclusion is Black women can't win.
Yes.
There's absolutely nothing we can do.
I'm a bow out.
to ever fix anything. So it doesn't that's why I'm just like, okay, well shit, if there's nothing that we can do, well, I'm about to do my content, okay?
Period.
If you niggas want to come and follow my shit, that's great, wonderful. I appreciate the support. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna tolerate the fuck shit on my channel. See, like I understand like some other people, they let the fuck shit permeate on their channel, I guess because for views. But if I'm going to really be about that shit, there's going to be some certain standard that I have to have. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, okay, I would probably have a lot of people if I was going back and forth with Bullet Scotty or David Johnson. But that's not the type of shit that I'm trying to go for. So it's
that would be fun. But look, I feel you.
I consider doing that. I consider
DJ.
One of these motherfuckers to come up and let me drive their ass to filth. But then I was just like, what purpose does that do? It just further like what it will do is it's going to show that I'm only going to do it for entertainment. I'm going to drag Black men for entertainment, and that's not what I'm here for.
Like, but some people have that good and bad though too. Like I could mix it up.
The only time that you'll ever see me actually actively drag David Johnson or any of those motherfuckers is if they actually come on my channel and start some fuckery. That'll be the only time I'll actually address them. But for me to,
or if they going around or saying something about you, a line.
But even then, that's fine because I know David Johnson be talking shit because he does be talking shit. I be in other chats. I be in the clouds, but I'm not gonna say shit if he not talking about he gonna call the police on my family or some shit. I don't give a damn. He could talk about she's fat and ugly. She got glasses. Cool. If I'm fat and ugly, then I should be furthest from your mind. Like honestly.
Right. That's what I tell him. I'm like, and I'm still gonna talk to whoever I want to talk to. Like it's a confidence thing.
And I get mad because I'm in somewhat big, whatever. Shit. They think I'm twerking and I'm sending naked pictures. It's not even like that, bro. Like some people just are normal.
They just
normal. Some people just like to make up stuff about.
They want to see you twerk and they want to see the naked pictures and they mad because they can't. So,
right. Yeah. And they be in everybody else's like semi really business too. It's like why ain't worried about it? Like
it's the most.
And I can't believe that he's married. I refuse to want to believe
that man is not married.
I've seen 2 or 3 women come in like a couple different chats, but I don't know if that was his wives, but
I don't know. He gives me anxiety, so I don't know what his women are. I don't know what drugs they're taking for them to deal with it.
Right, because I'm like, if I had 3 wives or more than one husband, I probably want to be on here only a certain amount of time.
I can have 3 niggas. I can see myself having 3 husbands. I ain't gonna lie. I can see that.
Same here.
I forget what they call it for women.
But they're not gonna be living with me though. I'm gonna be living in my own little nice little section, and they can live wherever the fuck they want to live at. It's fine.
Or y'all can build y'all house like a compound, like the.
Yeah, like I have my own. Like we are on a big ass lot, but I have my own little place or whatever. They got their own little motherfucking corners or wherever they want to
I
live at.
support this message.
Girl, they listen.
They
Like
seem happy. Some of them.
they keep
Certain
talking
people like
about
that do probably. I ain't mad
how,
at
oh
them.
well, I'm gonna be polygamous and all that kinds of shit. Okay, you want to be a polygamist, then bitch, I want to have 3 husbands too. Oh, women are not designed for that. What you mean women aren't designed to have 3 niggas? What you talking
I
about?
said as long as they can take care of them.
Like that is such
Listen,
an argument, and they can never make it make sense because
Right.
I agree that it's not realistic to say that one person is going to be able to give you everything that you need spiritually,
agree.
mentally, physically, financially, all the leads. Like that's not realistic. We are
It's
people
not.
that are interdependent on one another. So I I don't want to confine you and say that that's love if you feel like you want to love other people.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's love other people together. That's how I am with it. And I be talking to these niggas, they be like, hell nah, bitch, what the fuck you talking about? Like,
But they want you to make sure that you okay with them having a side bitch. Like, okay, well, you listen,
like it's
you
not
can
a
have a
side,
side bitch, but I'm gonna have me a side nigga.
and I'm like,
It's
Right.
simple.
it's not a side bitch if we're coming together and we're like, okay, this is home base, and
Okay.
Home
we're
base.
gonna vet these people in our lives because we're serious about this and we're
Right.
committed to each other and we're actually building a foundation for generational wealth
Yep.
and all of that and building
Exactly.
a community and setting an example. Whether people want to do it this model or not, it's still an example.
Think it's
Right.
doable. Like this whole polygamy thing that we keep talking about, if you
Right.
want to approach it the right way and not just about feeding the
Right.
dick all the time, because that's how they portray polygamy. It's all about
Right.
Right.
having multiple bitches
I
so
feel
they
like
can
if
all
it's in your
fuck.
tradition and where you come from, I don't
Exactly.
have a problem with it as long as you're not abusive and you can take care of them.
There's
I don't
there's
really
um
care. I
there's
can't
there's
tell.
power in the polygamy thing. So I'm actually not
Mm-hmm.
against polygamy. I'm against
Mm-hmm.
the polygamous mindset that we have about it now.
Yeah.
Right. Or the
They
They talk
have
about, oh,
Americanized
I got
version of
multiple
it.
bitches, but we gonna split rent 4 ways. What kind of fuckery is that? That's not polygamy.
yeah,
That's
that's
a
not
I
roommate
heard
how
him say
situation.
that before, DJ.
That's a roommate situation. Like, no, like I
Exactly.
actually
That's a
had this conversation on
situationship.
Facebook years ago.
right. They want roommates. I said that a while ago. I'm like, these
They looking for help, not love.
if a dude says what does she bring to the table, he wants a
He
roommate or
wants a
he wanna
roommate.
be a trophy husband.
Yep.
Like what the hell
Exactly. They
you mean
jealous
what
for
I kind of
What these niggas
rhetorical
don't
ass question is
understand
that?
is that having a woman that showers you the way that you should be as a man, that makes you a trophy husband, and she don't have to
Mm-hmm.
pay for bills to do that.
Right,
Like,
because she can rest in her femininity that y'all be crying about that
I
black
ain't
women
crying
don't
for exactly.
have
exactly.
because she ain't got to worry about, oh, this bill is late. How is this one going to get paid? I don't see
Right.
no motivation behind this dude right here,
Exactly.
Right.
we both working and we both
Right.
going to school and all this type of shit. Like these dudes
Mm-hmm.
are silly. That's why I said like a lot of
Right.
them,
Or if I
they're
see where he fall, I may help him. Or if he fall off or something like that, and he always had my back or family back, I had no problem with that. Or investing
yeah.
and saving some things, but they
But
don't look at it
the
like that.
problem is the expectation is that that is the woman's job off
Mm-hmm.
the rip, not to come in and help, but to have that shit taken care of. Like
Right.
Right. Help Mink. Yeah.
I'm
I
not
think
your
the
mama.
Bible version
I'm not your mama.
is that.
We're not their mothers. We're their
Mm-hmm.
companions. So like the title and the position, it needs to change, and they're looking for mothers. And to be
Right.
honest, like you know what the problem is, a lot of these dudes, they like to prey on women who are extremely like empathetic, they're nurturing,
Empathetic or gullible.
they
I'm gonna keep it
they
100.
love women like
Yep.
me. They love women like me because at the end of the day, and then she's pro-black too. Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna take
Yeah.
care of you. And
That's
then
Mm-hmm.
and that is a problem because I'm just like, okay, well, look, I love y'all. I really do care about y'all. I care about the expansion of the black man and all that kind of stuff, and making sure that y'all imagery is good. However, I still have to stand in my existence as a woman. And my existence as a woman, especially if I'm not your fucking wife, is not to be your goddamn mom. So I
Exactly.
don't mind nurturing you. I don't mind loving you. I don't mind doing those things because the world is tough on you as a black man. But goddamn, I'm a black woman too. Where am I
Right.
gonna get
And I have
where
my
am I gonna
struggle.
get my slice of cake? Like for real.
Mm-hmm.
oh, black women are strong. You got that shit, girl.
Yeah, like, I'm supposed to love
Exactly.
it myself. Like it's just stupid. But
Exactly.
I'm gonna cut this live short because it looks like Sin is live and it looks like her sister's up. So I'm
All
gonna be in
right,
that
Yeah.
chat.
it's on. It's up. Let's pull up.
Yeah, she's live now. So let's pull up, y'all. I'll see y'all you guys later. Thank you guys for coming through.
Yeah, no problem.
What is this? My second live, and damn, we hitting a
Second
3 hour
live.
mark.
You
That
gotta
was
come back
pretty
live.
quick.
Just go live all day, every day.
No, real talk. I'm thinking about doing that, and I'll probably bring up different conversations, go on different channels and stuff like that. But I might go later on tonight, depending on like if any more drama transpires. We can definitely talk about it. But thank you guys for coming up. I
Right,
appreciate
and
y'all
no
for
problem. And
listening.
I'm just zapping them today. If I come in the chat under my other account, I'm just
Oh
sick of
yeah, I got a wrench,
these
so I'm
trolls,
ready. I'm
squirrelers,
ready to
like they getting
snipe.
on my nerves.
I'm ready to snipe, man. I'm ready to snipe. But I'll see you guys over there. I
Okay,
appreciate you guys for coming in,
no
and
problem.
hopefully
See
I'll
you,
see you
mother.
guys later.
Okay, see y'all
All
later.
right, bye. Love y'all guys.
Bye,
Thank
chat.
you.
Bye, B1.
Peace.
All
Peace.
right, peace out.
All right.
All right, that was awesome, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe to this channel. Some gaming will be coming up on Woke Gal Gaming, so subscribe to that one. If you haven't already, also subscribe to my main channel, Ajia Gazalia. But Megan, and maybe we'll continue on this conversation a little bit more about the whole religious thing. But yeah, I'll see